Round one of the NBA playoffs continues with 2 games tonight, and it all tips off right now from Detroit as the Pistons will be hosting the Magic. Orlando does lead the series 1-0. Then the Suns are going to be taking on the Thunder with tip-off at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. OKC leads that series 1-0. ESPN reports that Spurs center Victor Wembanyama underwent more tests today as he remains in concussion protocol. The team is unsure if Wembanyama will travel with the team for their Game 3 in Portland on Friday. Keldon Johnson of the Spurs has been named the NBA's Sixth Man of the Year. Arkansas freshman guard Darius Acuff Jr. will enter the 2026 NBA Draft. In college football, Alabama coach Kalen DeBoer has signed a new contract that will pay him $12.5 million annually. In baseball, the A's and the Mariners are tied at 4 apiece. It's the bottom of the 9th inning in Seattle, and the Yankees lead the Red Sox 3-0. Bottom of the first in Boston. I'm Monty Bolaños.
I've been covering this league since 1987.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Password.
Ack, a dack, a ack.
Enter, brother.
That's right. Come on in. It is the Odd Couple, of course, and with that password, you now have full access to this very fine radio program for the next 3 hours.
Not 2, not 3, not 4.
Thank you, LeBron.
Not 5.
Appreciate it.
Not 6. Not 7.
All right, we get it.
And when
No matter how you listen in, Fox Sports Radio, foxsportsradio.com, the iHeartRadio app, Sirius XM Channel 83.
Wow.
And now, live
We'll do it live
on YouTube.
Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Thank you, Bill. Appreciate it. Say my name.
Rob Parker.
Say his name.
Kelvin Washington.
We are indeed the Odd Couple on a Worship Wednesday. And guess what? You'll need our phone number because we are, without question, the most listener-friendly national sports talk radio show on the planet.
Ben Maller.
At least when people are still awake. Sorry about that, Ben. I know.
You ever listen to something while you sleep, Rob? It's hard to do.
It is hard, no doubt
Actually,
about it.
I can't go to sleep when I listen to something. Like I used to listen to music as a kid, at night, the Quiet Storm.
When we were in college,
sleep, keep me up.
we used to listen, and in my dorm, we had 2 bunk beds, and it was the 4 of us, and we a dorm room. And we used to listen to music at night. And
Wow.
I still remember WIOF in New Haven, Connecticut, and Lou Terry was the overnight. How long I've been out of college? I still remember WIOF and Lou Terry being the DJ. That's
Never heard of him.
I can't even remember what I
just
ate
figured it
yesterday.
I was talking about you at my other job. I figured it out. Rob G, Alex, I think Rob is Rain Man. Like that memory. You remember on the one show in 1964 where Perry Mason he ate an apple pie? You remember the most random things about a show or radio personality. And I spent 2 weeks in Cincinnati, and they had a guy on the radio who used to say, "Hey, guys, coming up on WK." Like, why do you remember all of that, but you don't even remember her name from yesterday?
Here we go. I just said.
Saying your waitress.
That's right.
Talking about your waitress.
Write it down.
I hit it so good today.
Thank you, Tiger. Write it down. Commit it to memory. 877-99 on Fox. For you laymen out there, it's 877-996-6369.
It's not trigonometry.
Figure out the letters and numbers. And guess what? If you hear feedback on the line, it's your own fault. It means only one thing.
You forgot to turn down the radio.
And if you call in here and have a problem with what we say, tough because...
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you. You have a problem, turn off your station.
So with all that said, always remember...
Sweetie Beanie, Worship Wednesday. Yeah.
That's right. All right, let's go. Big show. Let me welcome in my co-host.
Yay.
Kelvin.
Yay.
Kelvin.
Washington.
There you go. All right, I was waiting on
Yo.
it. What's happening?
Yay.
What up, man? Happy Worship Wednesday. Feeling good, you know what I mean? And a couple people commented to me. They said, why your man got his abs out here in these streets? I said, my man is dedicated. He's locked in right now.
Hey,
He's feeling
yo.
sore. I know you sore.
Alex, did you see it? You didn't
There
see
was a
it?
B in there,
How'd you
Alex.
show me?
Abs. Abs.
That's all right.
Okay?
Hey, that's how it starts. You know, like you have to
No.
have
I'm saying make sure he didn't think I said something else.
Oh. And today I was on the treadmill doing the incline. You know, today was I wasn't with my trainer, but I kept it going, so I'm feeling good 3 days in a row. Tomorrow I'm back with Valentino, and we'll be good, and I'm just going to follow it all the way through, going to Houston.
You know what I told him at the other job, Rob? I told him, I said, I don't mind you losing the weight. Like, that's, you know, like I get that. I've seen you do it now. I've witnessed it. What I can't have is you out here sculpted more than me. So I got to get in the gym right now. That's why I got this old tight, super tight workout shirt on, because I'm in between our breaks. I'm about to be,
better make
you
it
can't
happen.
be out here sculpted.
Yeah, I'm trying to get
you
there.
know what I mean? I know.
All right.
But I'm ready to do it, man. Let's go.
No doubt. And be sure to check out our YouTube channel. That's right. You can be watching us live right now on YouTube. Just search Odd Couple FSR on YouTube. Hit that
Look at the
subscribe
screen,
button.
Rob.
That's right. Oh my God, there you go, Alex. Do you see that? What is that? A 12-pack?
What?
Well,
A 12?
listen. Honestly, Rob.
That's a
hey, Alex.
12-pack?
Real talk.
That
is much where he was 3 months ago.
Oh yeah.
This is a massive improvement.
Oh, yeah.
So
no.
kudos to you.
You know
seriously.
that's the 20 pounds
Yes.
that I lost. So I'm getting there, and
Yes.
I'm not embarrassed to show my stomach and say, okay, this is what I'm trying to work off, and that's it. Thanks,
I ain't
thanks,
mad at it.
Elijah.
I told you I'm not mad at it.
I know Elijah. You can't put anything by him. I'll tell you that.
Nah, you can't. I'm surprised you didn't scream for it though.
No, and speaking of that, even Elijah, I got to say this real quick. Elijah was not happy with my wrestling take, and he went after me on social media. I had to call Elijah and be like, what? Okay, all right, let's do that. All right, okay, we talked about it. But now I've been invited on all these wrestling shows. Everybody wants a piece of me on these wrestling shows. So I'm going to go on next. I couldn't do it today. They wanted me on some big wrestling show. Tomorrow I'm doing another one. So everybody wants to get at me over wrestling. But that's
just
all
make sure
good.
they don't actually DDT you or nothing like that. I don't know if they still doing it. The people's elbow and all that.
No,
Be careful
all right.
out there, man.
So, of course, all right, just search Odd Couple FSR and subscribe. Let's welcome in the Odd Couple crew. We wouldn't be able to do this fine radio program without them. Rob G is our producer, working remote. Brandon is in his stead here in the studio.
He sounds sexy.
That's right. Alex, of course, is our engineer.
Alex, you're a hidden talent.
One more, Alex.
Alex, you're a hidden talent.
There you go. Monty Bolaños is at the anchor desk. She'll keep us updated. Her hair is flowing, looking very good.
Oh, you saw the way she just flicked that real quick.
That's right. And she's got the pink shirt on. Monty, very nice. What is that? Let me see. Oh, something bananas. The Savannah Bananas.
Savannah Bananas?
Very nice. Okay. And, of course, Elijah.
Who is it?
Our social media guru.
Never heard of him.
Yes.
Never heard of him.
So there you go. All right. Let's go here. Let's get started. The Lakers are up 2-0. They beat the Rockets again. We talked about it. Remember yesterday, they were 5.5-point favorites, the Rockets.
Yeah.
In Game 2. Even though it was in Los Angeles, even though the Lakers won Game 1. And Kelvin, you remember this before the season started, and I wasn't buying in the whole KD added to Houston. They were going to get there and whatnot and make this run, and I get it. You lose your point guard. It was a blow. They never really replaced him, right? But if you're a KD fan, you got to be disappointed. There is a problem in Houston, and he ain't the solution. That's what you got Kevin Durant for last night, didn't you? Didn't you go get this unbelievable scorer, one of the best scorers in the history of the NBA, to be able to win a game like this? They needed that game, right? There's no Luka. There's no Austin Reeves. Yeah, LeBron's there. He's 49 and a half going on 60. Yeah, LeBron's there. I get it. Marcus Smart, 25. Wow, okay. I didn't see that coming. But you got KD, and then KD has the nerve, the audacity to have 9 turnovers. Alex, he had more turnovers than what?
A baker's dozen.
A bakery, no doubt about it. And I'm just saying, at some point, the last couple of stops for KD, Kelvin, I'm not being a prisoner of the moment. He went to Phoenix. Everybody said, oh, my God, him, Devin Booker, they got Bradley Beal. Who you going to stop? They'll be unstoppable. Guess what? That didn't work. Actually, the Suns were better this past year without Bradley Beal and without Kevin Durant. Everywhere he goes, it turns to mush. I just don't know.
Here's the stretch by Kunel.
Like Kevin Durant, as good as he is and what he did in Golden State or whatever, but his last few stops and him being a vagabond and going around and all that, it just hasn't been good. And that was the moment they needed him to put on some performance, do something to get them back in the series, and he disappointed.
Elijah, put the camera on me. I don't want to hear nothing you talking about Robert Lee Parker Jr. III, okay? Because you are the one who just told me last week, I'll take KD any day over LeBron. I'll take Kevin Durant over LeBron in a playoff situation. I don't want to hear none of that. You can't tell me this because you just told me multiple places he's gone. It's blown up. It hasn't worked. It hasn't been great. It doesn't look like it's supposed to look when KD arrives. Yet you try to tell me you would take him over LeBron any day. You do realize that was a week ago, not 10 years ago, right? You just told me that. I don't have Alzheimer's or anything, dementia. I didn't forget Rob Parker Lee Jr. III, the fifth. All right, so I'm not letting you off the hook with that. Now, more so than Kevin Durant, which I agree, Kevin Durant is not the guy who can come and fill in a bunch of holes or gap. All he does is score to the tune of the greatest scorer I've ever seen in person. I didn't see Jordan play in person. Obviously, I saw him a million times on TV. So Kevin Durant, that's what he does. You need a bucket, I'm your guy. What he cannot do is control the tempo of a game. What he cannot do is be the guy to get the ball and bring the ball up 94 feet regularly and routinely, and that's what the Houston Rockets have asked him to do for the most part of the season. That's asking somebody to do what they're not comfortable doing. Now, again, because they have athletes galore, and they got Şengün, who's been an all-star, and they got Kevin Durant, and they got Amin Thompson, who's all-star light, they've been able to go on other teams and win and get to the tune of a 5th seed. But I blame Ime Udoka and also the Houston Rockets front office. You and I sat up here and talked over the summer. Kevin Durant, you thought, we'll see, good signing. I thought good signing because they're going to have an entire year to fill a hole or two that they need. How do you go an entire season and not get a shooter when we know they have all the athletes and horses in the world, no shooters? They don't get shooters. Okay, Fred VanVleet, a good leader, can make shots, quality guy, can get you 15 and 8 and be the point guard who can set the flow. Well, he blew out his Achilles or whatever it was, and now they don't get a replacement for him the entire season. I stalled them out till February, to the trade deadline. Maybe they're going to do something, see what's out there, see some guys, some free agents to sign out there, some guys who are unrestricted. No. So I blame Ime Udoka, who made no adjustments in that game. The Lakers said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to double team Kevin Durant right up half court, make him get the ball out. He's not great at understanding double teams because he's never really been a point guard in his life. And so he didn't get the ball out faster or doesn't attack the double team quicker, so it makes the double team get off footing. And he didn't know what to do. That's why he turned the ball over like crazy. You're asking a 7-foot, never been a point guard to be a point guard out the blue at 38 years old or whatever it is. That's just crazy and asinine. So I don't put the blame on Kevin Durant as much as the Rockets never advancing and getting a point guard, more shooters. As every other team try to fill holes throughout the season, you're supposed to. Where's their Dennis Jenkins that the Pistons had when Cade Cunningham was out? A guy who got them like 18 and 7 for the time he was out. A good change of pace. Where's their Dennis Schroeder?
Well, but
where's their Tyus Jones?
But what you're missing, too, along with Kevin Durant, and what you said is all accurate, okay? He's also the guy who had the burner phone who ripped his teammates in February. That's what allegedly. Allegedly, he ripped his teammates, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the guy you're supposed to follow and want to play with? That's the guy? Dude, He blew up the team. He destroyed the team. No,
well, he's done it. We know he's been Mr. Burner account.
Okay,
we know that. And
but this is what I'm saying is that like what Kevin Durant, everywhere he goes, when he touches it, it just is not the Midas touch. That's all I'm saying.
And that's why the Warriors situation, that's why it worked perfectly. You had Draymond, who's going to be the tone setter, the defender. You had defenders all around them. You had size. You had the greatest shooter of all time. You've had the top 7 shooter of all time in Klay Thompson, wherever you want to place him. I don't think he's number 2, that people getting carried away disrespecting Reggie Miller, Larry Bird, Ray Allen, and other guys. But point is, you had 3 of the greatest shooters ever and still in their prime. So that's why that worked. Kevin Durant, in and out of himself, just plug and play, is not the guy like a LeBron, like a Jokic would be, and some other guys who can do different things and set the tone, can pass, can distribute. Kevin Durant is just a sniper. That's all I'm here to do. I'll give you my best on defense, but I'm not the greatest defender, but I'll compete. I'm not setting up guys. I'm not dropping dimes. I'm just 25 points put in the books. And last night, he was forced against a defensive front from the Lakers to play the point guard and asking him to do that time and time again. Ime Udoka, are you the new Darvin Ham? Do you want to get your hands out your pocket, do something else? He just sat there literally like this all day, like, oh, are you kidding me? Come on. What? Change it up.
It's called coaching.
So I was disappointed.
It's called coaching. All right.
Coach it up.
877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. Is Kevin Durant the problem, not the solution in Houston? We'll continue that conversation next with you. It is The Odd Couple, where we deliver insight, not noise, right here on Fox Sports Radio, 877-99 on Fox. Stick and stay.
Unless you're a Kevin Durant fangirl in the US of A.
WrestleMania was this past weekend, and I'm just going to pull the covers back. When I was a kid, I watched wrestling. It was weird for me as a kid because my favorite wrestler was a black guy named S.D. Jones, Special Delivery Jones.
It's kind of a dope name.
Yeah, S.D. Jones. He was right. And Kelvin, back then, he would be like great the whole match, all that, but he could never pin the guy down. You know, like that.
Never let the brother win.
They never let the brother win. It used to bother me as a kid. I used to be like, how come he can't win? Like, he was dominating the entire match. And then at the end, like, he'd have the other guy down, and the other guy would flip him, and then the referee would do the quick boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? And he was out. Yeah. S.D. Jones, I know there are older people listening who remember that, but I grew out of it. You know, you realize, like, it's fake, it's phony, it's scripted, and you grow out of it. And I know there's been all kinds of stories on it and whatnot. And ESPN signed this big deal with them, and they're treating it like it's real, like it's a competition. They're doing stories on SportsCenter like it's. Oh, yeah. I'm not against entertainment, and I know the E and ESPN is entertainment, but it should be separate. Do you know what I mean? You can't mix it in with the football. We're going to go from a football story to a WWE story to a baseball. No, that one of these do not go together. And I'm just shocked to see ESPN, and I know McAfee was involved, and I get it. He's one of their personalities. Stephen A. was there so that they could boo Stephen A., you know, and all that. And that goes with the territory. It just tells you a big guy when they're booing you at an event like that. But it was a big ordeal. And I just saw stuff online where social media, people were ripping it, that it wasn't good. You know what I mean? And there was a lot of commercials, and 4 hours, and they only wrestled for an hour and a half out of those 4 hours. So there were a lot of people disgruntled. But my point is this. I can't understand how people are still into, grown men are still into wrestling. I can't. We all went to the zoo. We all went to the circus as kids, right? And at some point, Kelvin, you grow out of it. I just cannot get over how older guys who are
Sports fans,
who watch the NFL, who watch Major League Baseball, who watch the NBA. They live and die for that stuff, but they have this soft spot for wrestling, and they're walking around with the belts, and they're going to a watch party at a sports bar, whatever it may be. I need somebody to explain it to me because I don't understand it. And Kelvin, maybe you can help me.
I'm gonna explain it to you. Even though, unfortunately, I'm more aligned with you.
Okay.
But I'm going to explain it.
Boy, now tell me about your history, though.
I'm with you.
Okay, go ahead.
So I was all in. I was that WWF era of Hulk Hogan, Coco Beware. Don't quote me, by the way, because they'll tell me. No, he was in WWE, WCW.
Right.
My point is, these were the wrestlers I was watching, okay? Because they're going to come for me, Rob. But the Ultimate Warrior, Jesse the Body Ventura, I was just that era. I could, go on and on. Andre the Giant, like the 84, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to about 91, 92, 93.
Was Chief
that was
J,
your boy,
was Chief J Strongbow still there or no? He was out. He was gone.
No, okay. not for me. So from like 6 to 12-ish was in. Like everybody, even my sister. Shout out to my sister Debbie. We were in on a Saturday. I can't think it came on at like noon. It was just fun. You're all in. And to your point, I didn't really know it was choreographed. I just knew I loved Hulk Hogan and I loved the Ultimate Warrior. And I loved, like I said, the $1 Million Man and Macho Man, Randy Savage.
Right.
Like I was in. And then Roddy Piper. I could go on and on.
And then, puberty hit,
Rob,
right?
Puberty hit. And I really started to understand, this ain't real. And I felt, now I'm like knee deep in the Barry Sanders and the Pistons and Go Blue and, Michigan Wolverines are taking off in my life. Fab Five. So kind of like, all right, cool. I get it. It was entertaining. You peek in every now and again to see who the big new hot guy was, wrestling. But it was weird as I got into high school. That's when The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin started taking off. And guys are like, to your point, quoting them and walking around and doing it. I'm like, yo, Shorty over there, she ain't trying to hear all that. Like, or you don't want to go to the mall? And so that's when the separation started for me. Fox Sports Radio. Hey, our couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington, on a Worship Wednesday. Antonio Daniels, AD, getting ready to join us here shortly. Looking forward to having a conversation, all the NBA action with him in just a moment. By the way, University of Maryland Global Campus, you can choose from more than 65 graduate online degrees and certificates, including our MBA, now with 10 specializations. No application fee through June 1st. Visit umgc.edu. All right. 877-99 on Fox. Houston, do they have a problem? If so, is it Kevin Durant? That's what Rob says. He said he's the problem, not the solution. I said it's the organization and also the coaching. They haven't found any other way to get some help with the backcourt or also shooting. What say you? 877-99 on Fox. Who we got?
Hey, let's kick it off with Alice in Pittsburgh. I'll go right there.
Wow.
Boobala, how are you?
I'm not good. I had surgery on my shoulder back in February, so I've been out of commission. I tore my biceps tendon, rotator cuff, and labrum, all three at work.
Oh, my goodness gracious,
It's time to
Alice.
retire.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh
so I
my
haven't
yes.
talked to you guys in ages.
Hey, love and prayers. Love
For
and prayers.
sure.
Thank
Rest
you
up.
so
Get better
much.
now.
Yes.
Are you in Pittsburgh? Are you back in
Yeah,
LA or
we're in
wherever?
LA. Yeah, we're in LA. Thank you.
Darn, I was going to say, if you're in Pittsburgh, I'll be down there for the draft tomorrow. Buy you a drink.
Yeah, that would have
well,
been nice.
You're in LA.
Yes.
But anyway, are you guys talking about the draft? I think that we are probably going to end up taking a guard, I'll bet, or offensive tackle in the first round. I'll be surprised if they don't.
Yeah. We're not. Hey, Alice, we're not talking about the draft right now. Talking about the Rockets, but we appreciate it. It's great to hear from you. And we'll
get better.
Call us tomorrow too. We'll talk about it a little bit before the draft starts in our draft show. 877-99 on Fox. Hey, Marty in Kentucky, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Marty?
What's up, Rob?
How are you?
How's it going?
What's up, buddy?
Marty? We're good, man.
I don't really think Durant himself is the root of the problem. Durant is Durant. He's the 38-year-old player that's got a bag that you can ISO to, but he can only do so much. I think the problem is Houston management. And I don't know if you go all the way up to ownership with Fertitta, but even before him, I thought management was poor. They're impatient. They had a young team last year that was a 2 seed, and they run into a Warriors team that had a lot of guys with playoff experience, and they got knocked off, and they felt like they didn't have a finisher.
Yep.
So they were impatient, and they just overdid it to get a guy that's at the end of his career that's limited. And look what Dylan Brooks, you like him or not, he adds an edge to a team.
No, and you know this, Marty. You play basketball. You need that. You need that. Everybody can't be the same.
Every great team's had a guy like him, and then my brain is just Green, Jalen Green. Look how good he's 24 years old, and they gave up draft assets. They're impatient. Look at the Thunder. Look, their first year that they really came out, they got knocked out early in the playoffs.
It happens, right?
But they stuck with their guys, and they didn't just say, "Oh, we got to tear this apart and rebuild it." They were patient. Right. Let that team build. And
there you go.
The Rockets did the opposite.
All right, Marty. Thank you.
Marty,
appreciate it. 877-99 on Fox. What about Kevin in Culver City? You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Kev? How are you?
Guys, good.
All the time.
Hey, man, real quick, I agree with you on your take yesterday about Brayville, too. This one thing, why'd you lie? You said it was a joke. Why'd you lie? Somebody resigned. Don't lie. Don't be a liar.
Right.
You're a liar. About Durant, here's the thing. It's just basketball 101. The reason you couldn't blitz Durant on the Warriors, that's why it was so seamless when he went over there, because you had two great shooters, Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson. You can't play that defense. When he had James Harden in OKC, you couldn't blitz him because he had a great shooter in the corner, so you couldn't defend him. They were winning. But when he had Westbrook, you could blitz him because Westbrook couldn't shoot. You had Debo Savalosa, who couldn't shoot, who was a great defender. You look at Brooklyn, Kyrie Irving, Harden, great shooters around him. You can't blitz him. So when they have an opportunity to get a James Harden or the guy they're looking at him across the sideline, Luke Kennard, they didn't get any of those shooters. They didn't get a Kobe White. So you need to help Durant getting a shooter that makes you pay for blitzing him. Amen Thompson, as great as he is, you bring him up. He's not a good shooter. He's a bad shooter. He can't shoot. So they're going to take chances with Thompson and those other guys on the perimeter because they don't respect them, and they know Durant is the only liable shooter that they have. So if you don't put shooters around him to make teams pay for blitzing him, you're going to have that outcome every game because there's no shooters around him who supports the blitzing. He doesn't have a Devin Booker that makes you pay for blitzing him. So Houston, the GM should have got a legitimate shooter to make teams pay for blitzing Kevin Durant, and they'd probably be winning these 2 games.
There you go.
It's just crazy, Rob and Kevin. Thank you for the call. They knew that all season. This ain't a surprise. They didn't have a, like he said, some really good shooter that got hurt and oh man, halfway through to see what do we do? Like, we all knew this and assumed they were going to get a point guard or get some shooters to fill in those voids, and they never did. And now they're sitting here scratching their head like, really? We down 0-2? You never fixed or solved the problem or even really attempted to, man. Can't believe it. All right. On the other side, I mentioned we got Antonio Daniels. We'll talk some NBA with him in just a minute. Got to talk also what happened to Wemby last night. My goodness. Right now, let's get you updated with Monty Bolaños.
What's up, guys? Happy Wednesday. We've got the NBA playoffs right now going on. 2 game 2s, first round, so there's plenty of playoffs that we have to get through. The Pistons have the early lead against the Magic. They are up 18-12 with about 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Still to come following this matchup, it's going to be the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Suns. That's going to tip off at 9:30 Eastern time. OKC leads that series 1-0. Victor Wembanyama, he underwent more tests today as he remains in concussion protocol. ESPN reports that the team is unsure if Wembanyama is going to travel with the team for their Game 3 in Portland on Friday. Speaking of the Spurs, Keldon Johnson has been named the NBA's Sixth Man of the Year. When it comes to the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs, the Penguins currently lead the Flyers 1-0. They're halfway through the first period. When it comes to baseball, the Yankees have added another run. They've won 4 in a row, and right now they lead the Red Sox 4-0, top of the 3rd inning. The Braves have tied the game against the Nationals. They're tied at 4 apiece after 2 innings. Bottom of the 4th inning about to start in Detroit, where the Brewers are up 1-0. And the Mets, who have lost 12 in a row, do have Juan Soto back in the lineup tonight. He popped out in his first at-bat. They did get a run in, so the Mets lead the Twins 1-0, top of the 2nd inning there. When it comes to college football news, Alabama has given head coach Kalen DeBoer a new contract that's going to pay him $12.5 million annually, and the Cowboys are not going to sign wide receiver George Pickens to a long-term deal this offseason. The team wants Pickens to play under the franchise tag in 2026, which is worth $27.3 million, despite Pickens not signing the tag. Back to you guys.
Thank you.
Jess.
It's the odd couple.
Jerry
Rob
has
Parker,
changed his ways a lot, hasn't he? Huh?
Right.
Seems
Singing
that
a new
way.
tune. Hey, it's Odd Couple Rob and Kelvin on the Worship Wednesday, and we are joined now by our man, you know who he is, the hardest working man in the NBA, Antonio Daniels, NBA champ, SiriusXM NBA radio, Pelicans TV analyst, Fox Sports Radio NBA analyst, / A Daniels 33 on X. What up, bro? What up,
What's
AD?
happening?
Fellas, what's going on?
Nothing, man.
Can we start with Wemby and how bad that looked? Face first into the floor.
Yeah.
I mean, my goodness, concussion protocol, AD, and then we don't know. Is he playing Game 3? Is he playing Game 4? We don't know.
I'm in San Antonio. San Antonio's home for me. And, you know, after Game 1, where, a lot of the talk was about the spirit and everybody wearing their shirts with the Fiesta colors and, it being pink on one part of the yellow on another part and black on another part. I tell you what, it's been raining down here for the past week since Portland got here, and the mood after last night's game just completely changed. And this entire city just completely changed. This city went from, race for safe to, oh my word, what just happened? And I don't know what it looks like moving forward for Wemby. I know the San Antonio Spurs are not the type of team that will put Wemby's health in jeopardy to win a game. I remember all the way back in 2000.
And they shouldn't. He's too long. They shouldn't.
No question. I remember all the way back in 2000 after we won the championship in 1999. I thought we had a better team in 2000. Tim Duncan got hurt at the end of the year, got cleared right before the playoffs to play, and Pop held him out. And we ended up losing first round to the Phoenix Suns because Pop wasn't concerned with the Tim Duncan in 2000. He was concerned with the Tim Duncan that helped them win a championship in 2014. So the Spurs have always had foresight as far as injuries were concerned.
Yeah, it just looked bad. We saw it, and you hope that it looked worse than the damage as far as, internally with his brain and whatnot. You're hoping so, but it definitely looked bad. And by the way, as you know, I think they were 3-0 against the Trailblazers throughout the season without Wemby. So I think they can find a way to still get in this series and have some success.
Agreed. I think it's a lot more difficult to adjust in game when you lose a star in the game, as opposed to now you have 48 hours to prepare. Now you have 48 hours to prepare on how you're going to attack without Wemby. In the game, it's like, oh, shoot, now we got to adjust on the fly. They're giving Stephon Castle the Draymond Green treatment. They started out game one guarding him with Donovan Clingan. Think about that. So now you get an opportunity to prepare for life without Wemby in game three, if that's what it looks like.
No doubt. Hey, I want to ask you about the Orlando Magic. Okay, so they steal game one. Cade has 39, and the Pistons still get blowed out. There's nobody else to come help. And here we are, game two in Detroit, and it's 20-19. Orlando's right there. They didn't get blown out of the building. As most people thought, like they're hanging in there, and this is a must-win for Detroit. But my point is, people had high expectations for this team, and they're finally healthy now. They finally have this team. How dangerous are they?
You mean the Orlando Magic?
Yeah, the Magic.
Look, man, I am not a prisoner of the moment. The Orlando Magic are who they are. And let's be real here, fellas. This was, regardless of standings, this was the most ideal matchup for the Orlando Magic. You know why? Because either one of these teams are three-point shooting teams. Either one of them. So if you look at game one, Orlando made 10 threes, Detroit made 10 threes. If you're playing against a team like Boston, or you're playing against, let's just take, for example, a Philadelphia.
I got you.
Now it becomes a math equation. Philadelphia hit 19 threes yesterday.
Right, you're not going to come. You're not going to make that up. Right.
Right, you're not going to be able to make that up. The only team in the East right now that they could have played, well, Toronto would have been a favorable matchup because Toronto's not a three-point shooting team either. But some of these other teams in the Eastern Conference, when it becomes a math equation, Orlando's behind because they lack three-point shooters. They have one three-point shooter, one, and Desmond Bain. And the question that I'll ask you guys about the Orlando Magic, can Paolo Banchero, who has been struggling over the past 2 months, play and maintain that style of play that he did in game one? Can he do that for 4 more games?
Well, I think that's been the issue, has been inconsistent. And I think also, AD, I told Rob, I thought the Pistons, in one of the few times I've seen JB Bickerstaff, overreacted. They were acting like he was putting up 40 a game in 5 straight games on them, the way they were zoning and not watching their own men, and he turned into a creator. I'd rather go straight up, and if he gets buckets, kudos to him, but not let the other guys get easy buckets.
I am right with you, Kelvin. They made Paolo Banchero a gravity guy. They made him a gravity guy. And by gravity guy, I mean they attached 2 and sometimes 3 to him, and he made the game stress-free for everybody else around it. I am right there with you. He
hadn't earned that.
Yes, you're going to have to earn it, right? You go for 30, go for 40, collapse my defense time after time after time. Because in game one, it looked like the Detroit Pistons did not have a physicality matchup for him, so they started loading on him and tilting the floor toward him, which made the game easier for everybody else. With all that being said, with all of the tilting of the floor, with all of the loading up on Paolo Banchero, the Orlando Magic only hit 10 threes.
Right.
Go ahead. I was going to go to Lakers. We were just talking about them. Houston's issue. Rob had brought up Kevin Durant. I got his point, but for me, it's more you knew you needed shooters the whole season. You knew you needed a point guard. They did nothing, AD, and now they're out there looking like, I wonder why we're turning the ball over. I wonder why we can't get in our sets.
Listen, I said this during the trade deadline. They did Kevin Durant a disservice by not going out and pursuing Kobe White or Ayo Dosunmu. Somebody else. Because what you can't ask a guy to do that is a scorer, that is one of the best scorers to ever touch a basketball. I need you to initiate the offense. I need you to facilitate, and I need you to score. That's a lot to ask on someone that has as much tread on his tires as Kevin Durant does.
Well, but that was
with no Reed Shepherd. Like Ime obviously doesn't believe in like Reed Shepherd overall. He may believe in his skill in a roundabout sort of way, but right now, what Kevin Durant is surrounded by is 3 or D guys. 3 or D, not 3 and D. You have guys that are defending and can't shoot, or guys that can shoot and can't defend. It's a killer.
How about I want to go to the Knicks, and that was just like we've seen these playoff losses so many times. And what is it? We saw it last year against Indiana. You remember last year they gave up a 14-point lead with 2.5 minutes to go, which was unheard of in the NBA. And then here we are, a game that they had in hand. They scored 15 points in the fourth quarter and lose that game, which was just ridiculous. It's hard to buy into them.
I tell you what's frustrating for me watching the Knicks play is we've seen this before. And we've had this conversation about other guys. We talked about James Harden and the one-on-one. That doesn't lead to big-time winning basketball. We said it with Luka. Basically, what drives me berserk about the Knicks is they give the ball to Jalen Brunson in the fourth quarter and say, go win the game. They treat Karl Anthony Towns like he is just another dude. Mm-hmm. Think about this. When you not just the eye test, but also the stats. Jalen Brunson had 26 field goal attempts. The next closest was Karl Anthony Towns, who had 12.
Which is ridiculous.
It is. It is ridiculous because this is a much better basketball team when they're balanced. So if you're just going to give the ball to Jalen Brunson at the end of the game on one end, and on the other end, he's the pigeon, which by NBA terms means they're targeting him. They're putting him into action. CJ wanted that matchup. So they're targeting you on one end, and then yet all the offensive responsibility is on your shoulders on the other end. Good luck.
And I said it. They turn into hero ball, which turns into a zero for them. It just does.
Right.
CJ McCollum, he wanted all the smoke with Jalen, too. I like that. All right, well, AD, we got to leave it there as always. We'll do it again next week, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you, buddy.
For sure. Appreciate it, fellas.
No doubt. Enjoying all this NBA playoff action. All right, Rob, Shekel City on the way. Your Tire Rack play of the day as well. And also just kind of rehashing what we saw last night with the potential face of the league busting his face open. We'll talk about it next. It's The Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio.
Everyone knows it's Wimby.
Who's concussed?
Rob G., Mike Vrabel actually spoke today, right?
He did speak. I mean, I don't know if you would call it a press conference, a news conference, but he did issue a statement to the media earlier today.
Kelvin, did you see this?
I did.
Okay, so go ahead, Rob G.
For the first time since the Diana Rossini photographs were published and made public, Mike Vrabel met with the media, issued a 2.5-minute statement. We'll play a little bit of it, let you decide whether or not you think he said enough.
Vrabel,
I've had some difficult conversations with people that I care about, with my family, the organization, the coaches, the players. Those have been positive and productive. We believe in order to be successful on and off the field, you have to make good decisions. That includes me. That starts with me. We never want our actions to negatively affect the team. We never want to be the cause of a distraction. Those are comments and questions that I've answered for the team and with the team. We'll keep those private and to ourselves. Care deeply about this football team, and I'm excited to coach them.
I'm sorry. I'm calling weak sauce. I know he finally gave a statement. It's about time. But, Kelvin, you got to answer a few questions. I'm sorry. Somebody lost their job. You did not answer the questions. When you originally made your first statement, you know what you said? You said that the pictures, the context, and it's ludicrous to have to make
there you go.
It's right. It was ludicrous to have to make a comment about those pictures because nothing was going on. Now you come out in a statement and tell us that you've talked to your family and your wife and your kids and the team. Why? If it wasn't important, right? Didn't you say that? You told us that. And now just to read a statement and not to take questions, if I'm at the press conference during the draft, I'm also going to ask you a question. If you wanted to have your moment where the draft is the draft and you don't have people asking questions about Diana Rossini and your alleged affair with her, You have to answer it, Kelvin. It's very simple.
He never said her name, too.
And he never mentioned her name or that she lost her gig. She's out of work. Her career is tarnished. And you think it's okay to just say, well, I'm accountable and my family. And not to mention, when you told everybody it was crazy and ludicrous to look at those pictures and think anything was going on. The aftermath is that here you are having to give a statement, and here's Diana Rossini out of work. Why, if those pictures meant nothing? Because they did mean something. And here's my last thing, Kelvin. I'll let you. The PR staff, who hires these people? Did they go to PR school? It's very simple. Kelvin, you say, coach is here. He's got 5 minutes or so. He's going to make a statement, and we'll take a couple of questions, and then we're going to move on to the draft. Am I wrong?
No, I wish I could disagree with you. And you beat me to the point. You gotta listen, man. I think you gotta it's gonna burn. It's uncomfortable. It's gonna hurt. But you sit there. You take these tough questions for, like you said, 2 minutes. Maybe you just limit it to 3, whatever it is. And you take a few questions and you answer it. Maybe you obviously don't go into detail. Yeah, so I met her 2 years ago. And then
No, not that.
Maybe
right.
you say, look, I had an inappropriate relationship. Absolutely on me. And I tell these guys, watch what they do, da-da-da-da-da, and I have to do the same, and I'm supposed to lead an example, and I didn't. Next question, da-da-da-da. You know what? You're right. I'm supposed to be the leader of men. I failed them on that, but I guarantee you I'm going to improve on that. Like, to me, you answer a few, it's going to burn. It's going to be whether you want to call it embarrassing or just sad, disappointed in yourself, all of that, all of the above. But you do it, you answer 3, and you can stand on business that, hey, it's done. I did it. I showed the players they're gonna have to sometimes a tough situation where they're gonna have to answer. Think about it. If you're Ray Lewis, all he had to go through and answer and go through that, and if you're so many other players who've gone through tough things, sometimes it doesn't even have to be something they put themselves in. It could be a tragedy happened to their family member. Like people have had to stand there and answer some tough things sometimes. And I thought he could just do that for a couple of minutes, take 2 or 3, kind of wash your hands of it. We're on to Cincinnati. You know what I mean? Like, but be done with it.
Right, but as reporters in Boston, they haven't got to ask him a question. The first time he's available, Kelvin, to answer questions, that's going to come up. And that's what they were trying to avoid at the draft, right?
Fox Sports Radio, Odd Couple. Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington on a Worship Wednesday. Big shout out to AD. Antonio Daniel just joined us. Rob G. We'll get that up on the podcast. Always great talking some NBA and hoops with him. Still got a lot going on in the show. Sean Alexander, that's right. Former NFL MVP running back. That's right. Going to join us next. One's got to go.
I'm surprised he gets time to be on the show. He's got like 13 kids.
Bud Mexican.
Listen, we got to ask him about that.
I'm just saying. What?
It ain't got nothing to do with nothing, but we got to ask about that.
Alex, he has like 12 or 13 kids.
That we know about.
Where he is.
Yes.
Let's actually see where he is right now.
What number we got?
I'm going 11, but you might be right, and it might be like 12.
4, 5, 6.
Keep going.
Mike Francesca, tell us.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Oh, wow. Rob Parker.
19,
I said
20.
13. What do you got?
You were right, but in September, they'll be having their 14th.
They got 13, a baker's dozen.
14.
I told you. That's why I'm saying, like, does he have time to get off to get on the phone is what I meant. Does he have time to get on the phone and talk to us?
I don't think he does, man, because he's putting in,
he's putting in work.
14th child on the way in September. It's crazy. Wow. All right. Well, that'd be fun to talk to him about the draft. And also, of course, we got to ask him about that. One's got to go. And then lastly, next hour as well, we'll have last call, final hour. We'll have last call as well. Your chance to get in on that. All right. Right now, it is time for what we like to call Shekel City.
Welcome to Shekel City. The home base for Rob Parker's Daily Picks against the spread.
Yeah, it's not even a chance. I can't even fudge it. It was a bad night for yours truly.
Is that 0-3 energy?
Yes, 0-3.
I was wrong.
Not too many 0-3s over the last 3 months. Would you agree with that?
That's true. That's true.
0-3.
Who let you down? I don't even remember.
You know what? I had the Spurs minus 11.5. I had the Rockets minus. I had a glizzy in my mouth, and I had the Padres minus 1.5, and they only won by 1.
Yeah, I got
so
you.
I was all okay. Here we go tonight.
Bounce back.
0-3. I'm still 111 and 83. 111 and 83, which is no small task. That's pretty good. All right, here we go. I got the Suns plus 17.5 at OKC. OKC wins 17.5 for a playoff game, Kelvin. For a playoff game.
I know they're great, but golly.
17.5. For a playoff game, it's outrageous.
You figure even if they were up 20, to your point, the last 2-3 minutes the scrubs come in, they can get it down to 13 or something, 14. Make it look, respect.
Crazy.
Put some respect on my name.
There you go.
Man.
I got the Diamondbacks minus 1.5 runs. They have the White Sox. They're hosting the White Sox in Phoenix. And I got the Dodgers, who lost last night.
They did.
Minus 1.5 to the San Francisco Giants.
It's too soon, bro.
Yeah, so again, Dodgers minus 1.5 runs, D-backs minus 1.5 runs, and the Suns plus 17.5. And remember, Kelvin, I'm not telling you who to bet on.
I was wrong.
I'm telling you who I bet on.
Man, plus 17.5. I don't even know if I would have anything to say as the coach. I think I would walk in the bulletin, put that on the bulletin board, bold letters, or I guess in this case, bold numbers, tack it on and say, and just point to that. This is what they think of y'all.
You know what? There. You know what I would write on mine? You know what I would write on the board? Cover. Cover.
Just cover.
Just cover.
We might not win, but they could just cover.
But we can make money. Just cover. Can we cover the 17.5? I mean,
all right.
Seriously.
And then I'll be sitting here this is the odd single, not a couple, because you over here with Chauncey Billups and them.
I'm just saying. I know.
Oh, man. All right. It's now time for your Tyrek Play of the Day.
Lakers trying to close out game 2. James with the dunk. Listen to this place.
Well, I'm assuming that was NBC radio there.
Yay.
On the, of course, on the call. And that was your Tyrek Play of the Day.
NBC radio. There's no NBC radio. What was that?
I don't know. NBC was the game.
Oh, that was
cast?
the game. Okay. Peacock.
Somebody was doing it. There's the cock. Right. Play of the Day. For over 40 years, Tyrek's been helping customers find the right tires for how, for what, and where they drive. Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection.
Alex, you want more than tomorrow off, huh?
You just trying to permanent off.
Yes.
With convenient installation options like mobile tire installation, Tyrek.com. It is the way tire buying should be. Alex, you can jump in on this too. Rob, you played sports back in the day. What's the worst injury you had playing a game?
What's the worst
and I'm using that off of the Wemby, like him busting his face, concussion. Did you have any bad sporting injury from from back when you were playing in
thank
the
God,
Little League or anything?
Thank God I did not. Like a broken leg or something really. I got the typical kind of things, but nothing major. What about you?
Yeah, same here. It ended up being more detrimental than I thought at the time because I was 20. And the guy banged knees with me. I didn't know. I probably tore something. I was still trying to hit the club that night. So I put an ace bandage on, but ended up being pretty bad. But I don't have a crazy wild injury. I never tore an Achilles on the court or anything, which, by the way, if you ever see somebody do that is traumatizing. My gosh. So, yeah, all the best for Wemby. We'll get some news on that hopefully soon. If we get it today, we'll report it, or, of course, Monty will as well. Well, you thought the Suns were struggling? There's a baseball team that is on the struggle bus We'll tell you who and what they need to do next. It's the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio.
The NFL Draft is where it all starts.
This is crazy. I can't believe it.
From the picks to the breakdowns, we're covering all of it. Because in the NFL,
I put myself in a position to be here.
one pick can change everything.
I'm ready to get to work.
Join Jenny Taft, Jay Glazer, LeVar Arrington, and former Falcons GM Terry Fontenot. It's Draft Night Live, and it's brought to you by Express Pros in Weevil.
This is what I do it for, man.
On Fox Sports Radio.
It's the Odd Couple. You know what time it is. It's your boys.
Let's get it. The Odd Couple is fun.
Check.
And informative.
Check.
What's up, America? You want to talk sports with 1.5 of the best-looking guys in the game?
That game was incredible.
You are wrong. You'll be king of the water cooler.
What's it like working with Rob? Rob in his mind is like Chris Rock mixed with Richard Pryor, so I'm running out of fake laughs. Ha ha, Rob. Rob is very passionate.
Son, you ain't ready for this. Well, I don't have BS in my game. I'm straightforward. I'm honest. You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. And, of course, it doesn't hurt that I'm right most of the time. Kelvin is the nice guy, wants to make everybody feel warm and fuzzy.
You done? Let me tell you the truth. I bring the energy, a youthful energy. Rob's not gonna see this, is he? And I bring an honest opinion. Michael Jordan, I can't take it anymore. I need a break. I'm gonna go play baseball.
Trash Talking Tuesday is the best.
It's a great opportunity for folks to call in and they get to trash whomever.
Who you trashing, Roger?
I'm trashing LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
Oh, okay.
They can't even hold Wilt Chamberlain's shoes.
Stop talking about the king like that. It's a new era. Let LeBron be the best, please.
I only recognize one king in the United States, and that's Burger King. The connection with the Odd Couple audience is incredible. We really invite them in.
And they can relate, whether it be things about our own personal lives or our takes on sports.
Love you guys. You guys are killing it.
Hey, we appreciate you. Thank you for rocking with your boys. They feel like it's just my guys, just my friends, and they join right in on the show.
We talk with the listeners, not at them.
Obviously, you can listen to us live, but you can still check out the podcast. You can check out our YouTube. You can check us out on social media. So in any way you want to get it, you can get it.
Yes.
There's some yelling. It is some hot takes. It's a whole lot of fun. I'll give you that.
It is fun. I agree. Begrudgingly.
The Odd Couple.
Sports talk that's too good and too fun.
Cade Cunningham has 9 points as the Pistons lead the Magic 33-30. They're about halfway through the second quarter. This is game 2 of their series where Orlando leads the series 1-0. Still to come, the Suns are taking on the Thunder with tip-off at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, where OKC leads the series 1-0. Spurs center Victor Wembanyama underwent more tests today as he remains in concussion protocol, and ESPN reports that the team is unsure if Wembanyama will travel with the team for their Game 3 in Portland on Friday. Keldon Johnson of the Spurs has been named the NBA's Sixth Man of the Year. In the Stanley Cup playoffs, the Penguins lead the Flyers 1-0 after the first period. Philadelphia leads that series 2-0. In baseball, the Yankees are up on the Red Sox 4-0, top of the 5th inning. Matt Olson just had a 3-run homer, and the Braves have extended their lead over the Nationals 8-4, bottom of the 4th. Mets lead the Twins 1-0 after 3 innings. I'm Amancio Bolaños.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Our number 2.
Number 2.
Thank you. It is the Odd Couple on a Worship Wednesday. Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington, here on Fox Sports Radio. And at the University of Maryland Global Campus, you can choose from more than 65 graduate online degrees and certificates, including our MBA now with 10 specializations. That's right, no application fee through June 1st. Visit umgc.edu. And also we're on YouTube every single night. You can watch us. Just search Odd Couple FSR on YouTube. Give us the thumbs up icon, comment away, and again, go search Odd Couple FSR and subscribe. Yep. Do it! We got Sean Alexander, the former NFL running back. He was the MVP of the league at one point. Don't forget that.
Yeah, he was a beast.
He will be joining us in about 28 minutes, so a lot of good stuff still coming up here on the Odd Couple, and one's got to go as well in this hour number 2. So looking forward to it. Kelvin, what's your thoughts here on the early going with the Pistons real quick? 33-31 Detroit, 5:22 to go. Orlando has another free throw to make here or attempt.
What I don't like, Rob, is credit the Magic. They did this in game 1 where the Pistons would, go on to say an 8-0 run or 10-2 run or something like that, get right back in it, tie the game or be down 1 or 2. And the Magic will go right back on an 8-10 run or whatever. And so my point is, I would credit the Magic with the way they're staying in it, even though Pistons keep getting back up 6 or 7, and then they get right back in it. So they're fighting in this game. And lastly, the Pistons got to play defense without fouling. I mean, they got 13 free throws the Magic have already taken so far compared to, I think, 2 for the Pistons.
Yeah, I saw that.
So you're giving them points. Yeah, so you got to quit giving out free points. That never bodes well, especially for a team like the Pistons where, scoring is going to be, they have their gaps where they're not the best scoring team. So you can't just be giving away free points like that. So, but so far it's 2 teams like I expect to be fighting because they're both tougher teams. But, and again, foul again for the Pistons. About to be more free throws, I believe, here. So it's just they got to stop fouling because you're giving free points to a team, as AD mentioned. They're not the best scoring team in Orlando. They go through their spells, so you can't give up free throws.
Yeah, it's just interesting that this was supposed to be a game that Pistons come out, established, themselves after losing game 1, and they were in a dogfight. And
that's why I said they keep getting up, and then Orlando credit them. They just find a way to get back in the game.
Yeah, so I got tied at 35 with 4.5 minutes to go. All right, I want to get to baseball, and I've been watching a lot of coverage. I'm going to be on MLB Network tomorrow. I'm sure I'll probably wind up talking about it. tomorrow as well. And it's what's happened with the Mets and Carlos Mendoza, their manager. And Kelvin, I got to admit, I think most sports writers are playing it even, down the middle, whatever. You talk about it all the time. If you like somebody or you have a relationship with them, you know what I mean? Maybe you're not as rough and tough on them or whatever. But the kid gloves that I've seen Carlos Mendoza get has been shocking to me. I believe that he should be fired as Mets manager. The Mets have lost 12 in a row coming into tonight. They're winning 1-0. Nope, it's now 1-1 Minnesota against the Mets. Not that long,
not
right?
So
There we go.
Right.
It's 1-1. The Twins just tied the game in the fourth inning at Citi Field in New York. Okay, but they've lost 12 in a row. Kelvin, here's the reason. I'm not a prisoner of the moment or, my God, okay, something bad happened here and that's the end of the world. Do you know last year they wound up getting Juan Soto, right, from the Yankees? Mm-hmm. Had the second highest payroll behind the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yep.
And they didn't make the playoffs. In June, they had the best team in baseball. They had a swoon the second half, right? A total collapse to lose, Kelvin, to not make the playoffs last year. Here we are this year. I get it. Juan Soto was hurt. He's missed. He's back tonight, right? He's missed some games. I get it. They lose 12 in a row. Can I give you some history? Teams that lose 12 games in a row, Kelvin, have never made the playoffs.
Right.
It's not even May. It's April. Is the Mets season over? They're not going to make the playoffs in April? Here's the other part. Because so many people like Carlos Mendoza, they have gone out of their way to give him the benefit of the doubt. I heard John Heyman. I heard Buster Olney. Just other people. This is what I heard. I'm pulling the curtain back. These are all people I've covered baseball with for a long time. I'm sorry. Joe Madden, Kelvin, was the manager of the Angels.
Mm-hmm.
When did he get fired? After the Angels lost 12 in a row. Mm-hmm. This guy's resume, he at least won a World Series, right, with the Cubs. And here we are, after last year's collapse, not making the playoffs, after a 12-game losing streak this year, making excuses. And if I hear one more time, well, he's not hitting, well, he's not pitching, well, he's not fielding, Kelvin, you can't have it both ways. If the Mets won a 12-game winning streak, would you be giving them credit and saying, look at they got the Mets playing great ball?
Right.
It can't be just when things are bad, you're going to excuse the manager. If that's the case, then we don't need a manager. It's got to be both ways. When the team plays well, he gets credit. He gets a new contract, an extension. When the team plays poorly, guess what happens? He gets fired. I don't understand the leash that Carlos Mendoza has gotten. I don't understand it, Kelvin. Am I wrong? You had a terrible end of last year, and now you're 0-12, and the season's over in April.
Well, let's go to last season, right? They had this epic collapse you're talking about. They went 38-55 the rest of the season and ended up, as you mentioned, missing the playoffs entirely.
Right.
And this is after, by the way, this is including Juan Soto playing amazing. That
you remember the second half?
Yeah, second half. So you can't say, man, Juan was hurt or he wasn't playing his best. You can't use that excuse. Because Juan Soto played very well, ended up having a really good season.
He was in the MVP voting.
Absolutely. So you can't use that excuse, right? That's something you would want to rest on and say, well, if only Soto is playing. Well, you can't use that. You fast forward to this season, Rob, my issue, and I said this when we kind of just had a casual conversation, it wasn't a full-on one last week about it. I said what I didn't like was the way they sound in their disposition. Remember I said that early, like, the Dodgers are going to lose. The Cubs are going to, the Yankees, you're going to have, it's 162 games. You're going to have slumps. Guys are going to have slumps. You're going to have times where your pitching staff isn't on point. But I don't like the way they sounded, and I didn't like their disposition. They sounded like they couldn't crack the code. And if that's a carryover from last year, you would think with the offseason and some acquisitions, some moves here, some moves there, you'd feel like a new mojo, if you will. That's not the case. And what's also discouraging, Rob, they're not having fluky games where some guy had the night of his life and hit 4 home runs against you.
Some pitcher pitched the greatest game of his life, right?
Never heard of him. Now he all of a sudden looks like the return of Nolan Ryan. Well, they've scored just 18 points during this losing streak. 18 runs during this losing streak. 18 runs. So that means it's not like, again, another team has just had some crazy wild things happen. You're not producing runs at all. So if you're telling me in 12 games you only scored 18 runs, Rob?
Right. What is that, 1.2?
1 point something. That is terrible. So again, to me, it's multiple reasons why this is concerning. It's not fluky. It started last year. You had Juan Soto playing great. Carry into this year. He's obviously been injured some, but you're still not looking good. And you spent opening day payroll $352.2 million, which was tops in baseball this season.
Remember, they went out and got Bo Bichette from Toronto, right, the free agent.
Yep.
They did that. They traded for Marcus Semien. They signed Devin Williams from the Yankees.
Devin, who had a rough one last night.
Right, he gave it up last night.
But that's to me, Rob. So you're not crazy in this because it's not an overreaction because, again, I'm big on, all right, things happen in all sports. But when teams don't feel like they have buy-in. Teams don't feel like, oh man, we're good. Hey, it's been a few bad games, couple bad fluky things. We're good. You've heard them. I don't know when it's going to end. I don't know what's going on. And they just sound defeated. And I said that last week, and it continues.
You did say it.
And I don't like that. That's my biggest thing. It's too long of a sport to feel like it's the end. But I think that's the carryover from last season, and that's why I had to start having conversations like we might have to move on because something's off with the team. There's no fight in the team, and I don't like that for my teams. No fight. You're going to have up and down season. Things aren't going to go well for you, but I like fight, and it doesn't seem like they have any fight anymore, and that's disturbing, Rob.
And 100%, and that is where people who say, well, he's not playing, he's not out there doing this and that, but they're not motivated from him. They're not. Like there's something there, and the general manager Stearns is another one who made some moves. You got guys playing out of position. You know what I mean? It ain't the perfect team. I'm not saying that. Not by any stretch of the imagination. But there's no way this team with this roster, even without Juan Soto playing, they should lose 12 in a row. Like 12 in a row is historic, right? Historically bad.
138 times this happened. This is 139 including them. To your earlier point, the previous 138 didn't make the postseason. And you've been covering this league since 19. Well, you were the Mets. You were there in '86.
Yep.
3 years earlier, that is when they had their worst start. When the first 21 games, they were 6-15 back then, and they ended up finishing that season 68-94. So is that what they're looking at? And if so, they're going to be the 139th team that doesn't make the postseason.
I mean, if you're a Mets fan, you're sick. I don't know how you could look at it and go, what's today? April 23rd? April 23rd, the season's over. I think
it might be even 22nd. You might have. Is it 22nd, 23rd? I don't know. I'm all off. The days are crazy nowadays. But it's 22nd. Yeah. Maybe you already forecasting the loss today.
Yeah, already. I mean.
And by the way, you say Mets fans. I'm glad Jason Smith, and I'm glad your Knicks lost Jason Smith because you know what he did? When the Pistons lost, you and I were doing a show in between a break. He got on and was talking in my ear. Oh, the Pistons, well, say what now? All right, take you suffering right now.
Take that for data.
Take that for data. I just gave you all this data. Why y'all not making a postseason, Jason?
Take that for data.
That's right. All right. 877-99 on Fox. There's two things. Should he be fired or no? This is on the players. And how do you evaluate a manager? If you're going to make an excuse when team doesn't play well and it's because of the team not playing well and has nothing to do with him, what about when they play well and he's not hitting, he's not pitching? Why does the manager get credit for those games? I don't even understand it. Why are you giving him credit then if he has nothing to do with it when they're failing, but when they play well, you're okay with it? None of it makes any sense to me. Should Carlos Mendoza be fired? Kelvin, are you with me? I think he should. Now they're winning 2-1 tonight, and maybe that Soto's back, and they say, you know what, maybe we'll see if we can put together 3 or 4 wins and save the season or something. But my God, 877-99 on Fox. We want to hear from you, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington, right here on Fox Sports Radio, where we deliver insight, not noise. And you know what you need to do on this Worship Wednesday. Stick and stay.
Because like Grizz said, he could help us understand a little bit more in the US of A.
Explain it to me.
For every sports season is built on preparation, studying the trends, and making the necessary adjustments to reach the ultimate goal.
All right, so getting back to the story we're going to discuss here, The Athletic surveyed 161 active NBA players to get their thoughts.
Diana Rossini didn't have anything to do with this, right? I'm just.
God.
I just want to make sure.
To get their thoughts on who they believe should win the NBA MVP award. No real surprise at the guy they picked. 39% of the votes went to SGA, more than twice as much as the second-placed finisher, which is Nikola Jokic. The rest of the top 5 in order. So it's SGA 1, Joker 2, and 3 guys tied for third. Jaylen Brown, Luka Doncic, and Cade Cunningham.
Somebody's missing from that list. Wait a minute.
None other than Rob Parker's favorite big man, the slender assassin himself, Victor Wembanyama.
Everyone knows it's Wemby, except the NBA players.
Finished a distant sixth, only got 5% of the vote. No love for Wemby in the NBA circles.
All right, Kelvin, this is what I talk about all the time.
What's that? What's that, Rob?
The players are jealous. They are always getting in their feelings. They don't want Wemby. We're not pushing him to the front of the line. Not only is he an offensive machine, he plays defense too, and he's not even in the top 5. How could that possibly be that he's not in the top 5? It's because they don't want to crown him. They don't want to say, Wemby, you're that guy. Jealousy reigns supreme. We've talked about it before. They would 100 some players didn't even vote for LeBron James for an All-Star game. Another 100 people didn't even vote for Kevin Durant. We're talking about 5 or 6 years ago when they were both viable big-time stars still, right? They didn't vote for them. Players can't be trusted. They have skin in the game. Don't ever allow players to vote on anything. They'll never give you an honest view, an honest take. It's Boulder Dash. It's Poppycock. How is Wemby not in the top 5? He plays both ends of the court. How many guys today, Kelvin, play both sides of the court? Wemby? Can we say that? Everybody knows it's Wemby. He should be in the top 5. I'm not saying he has to win the MVP. How is he not in the top 5? Ridiculous.
So, look, this isn't quite as egregious as LeBron not getting 100 votes or whatever it was. That's egregious. That doesn't even make any sense. And the only reason why I'll say that, and I'll provide a slight pushback to you, is that Luka has had an amazing season. We've talked about it throughout. SGA is his to lose. Everybody would probably agree on that. And then Joker is Joker the last 5-6 years. He's just been incredible. So, and then Cade at one point in time had the best record in the NBA or right behind the Thunder. So there was a point where you say, man, Cade could honestly be there. So I think the list is a very fair list, which is why I'll push back a little bit on how crazy it is for them to think those other 4 guys could be ahead of Wemby. And why I think this is because of a multitude of things. I think they're looking at his stats a bit and going, well, 24 and 12, that's a bad night for Joker. You know, that's a bad night for a guy like a Giannis or somebody. So I think they're looking at his stats and saying those aren't the most overwhelming stats, but that's not what makes Wemby great. Wemby is giving you these stats, 24, 12, and 3 blocks in 30 minutes. If he was giving you 38 minutes a game, I don't know what his stats would be. Would it be 32, 16, and 6? It'd be, 5 or something. It'd be incredible. But you also mentioned it. I think they are underestimating the other side of the ball. He is about to lead the league 3 years in a row in blocks. His team is third in defense because of him. And when you look at the massive turnaround, Rob, they have 61 wins. That is incredible for a team that was just the reason they got him, because they were so terrible. They had the number 1 pick not too long ago. So for this team to be having a real chance to have taken the number 1 spot in the Western Conference for a very long time, it's not going to happen now. They're 3 games behind. That also should bode well for Wemby. So between what he's providing offensively, especially what he's doing defensively, probably going to be Defensive Player of the Year, and then the fact that his team is sitting at 61-19, that is absolutely incredible for an extremely young Spurs team, minus a guy like De'Aaron Fox and Harrison Barnes. So I think he's definitely, in my opinion, in the top 3. But I will say that's a very good group of guys, which is why I think some weren't hating. They just were like, well, shoot, look what Cade did with a Pistons team that's at one point in time was vying to be the number 1 seed, maybe in the NBA for a while, but obviously the Thunder have that. Fox Sports Radio, it's the Odd Couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington on a Worship Wednesday. Coming up in a little bit, few minutes, we'll have Sean Alexander, former MVP in the NFL. Be good to talk with him in just a moment as we gear up for the draft, which is tomorrow. And speaking of, be sure to tune in to the Fox Sports Radio Draft Night Live, which is tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, throughout the first round of the draft. Insider, you got Jay Glazer, former Falcons general manager Terry Fontenot, college football Hall of Famer LeVar Arrington, and Fox Sports lead college football reporter Jenny Taft. They're going to have you covered for all 32 picks with predictions and reactions. That's Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, throughout the first round of the draft. It's going to be live here on Fox Sports Radio, and with the live video simulcast on Fox Sports Radio's YouTube page. So just search Fox Sports Radio on YouTube to watch it live at 8 p.m. Eastern on Thursday, tomorrow night. It's all brought to you by Webull, and it's time to get your financial portfolio game ready with Webull. Get powerful investing tools and real-time data all in one platform. Get started by downloading the Webull app today or visiting Webull.com. All right, Rob.
And Kelvin, it's 46 all at the half.
Yep.
Pistons and Magic in Detroit. Wow.
Yep. Tie game there. This is going to be a big half for both teams.
This is a big half, yeah.
2-series lead. Going back home if you're Orlando, if you're the Pistons, you tie it up, you feel good. I mean, and you go back and say, all right, we're back in business. So huge.
But if you lose
half.
this is huge. This is the Pistons season right here. You can't fall down 0-2 going to Orlando, because then you just got to win. You got to win
Celtics,
4 out
I'd
of 5.
be more with you.
No,
or
but,
even the Knicks,
but you still have to win 4 out of 5.
True, but
that's a lot.
if it were anybody, Orlando, you got a shot. If it was Celtics, Knicks, I'd be with you.
But I don't know. 2-0. You went to Detroit and won both from the number one seed. That's not like a 4-5 matchup. That's the number one seed. You're not supposed to struggle.
Which is why I still would say you have to the back of your head be like, it's Orlando. But we talked about it. Orlando is healthy, and this is what people expected from them, throughout the season. But Franz Wagner was out and they had injuries. All right, let's get some calls.
877-99 on Fox. We're talking about Carlos Mendoza, the Mets manager. I think he should be fired. Kelvin understands where I'm coming from on this. It's been last year they didn't make the playoffs, and here they are on a 12-game losing streak. They're winning tonight 2-1 against the Twins. Where are you? Andre in Massachusetts, you're up first. You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Dre?
How you doing? Thanks for taking the call. Listen, I'm not a fan of people being relieved of their duties, particularly midway through the battle. But the Mets situation, this losing streak, it's clear that they are in free fall. So I would be all right with them firing him because there's just a loss of control. That he's not in. There's no indication that they couldn't lose 20 or win a couple games and then go on another 10-game losing streak. And for me, I look at Steve Cohen, Daddy Warbucks on the East Coast. I wonder why a guy like Buck Showalter, who people say has forgotten more about baseball than people will know in their entire life. I thought that was a good situation with him as a manager.
They had a bad year, and they got rid of Buck just like that. You remember it, yeah.
So he brought them, yes, they had their hiccups in the playoffs, but they've had hiccups in the playoffs since. You don't get confidence in terms of winning and being a champion until you pass that threshold. All right, and the Mets, they have to get over those hurdles. So they're constantly switching it up. But back to the present situation. You lose 15, 16 games in a row, you can be in Cancun, and we can bring somebody else to try to win a couple games. Thanks for taking the call.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you so much. How about Cade in Reno? You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Cade?
Hey, how we doing today, fellas?
Doing great, buddy. What's happening?
Yes, sir.
Hey, from just a view standpoint, you can definitely fire the guy. It's a bad look on you, but in this day and age of baseball, I think giving too much credit or too much blame to a coach, it's hard to do because you know what? The GM puts the team together. The analytics guys, they call the lineups, the rotation. They tell you when to bring relievers in, who to bat in what situation. I mean, these coaches are kind of glorified babysitters at this point, and I think putting too much on blame or credit on them isn't the way.
Okay, anymore. So Cade, that's fair. I just want to ask you. Last year, they outbid the Yankees. They get Juan Soto, and they don't make the playoffs. Remember, that was under his watch. They had a terrible second half. They collapsed, and now here you are. I hear you about all the stuff. But if it doesn't matter about the manager, then you shouldn't have one. You know what I mean? The manager has to have some effect on the game, making pitching changes, right? Changing the lineups, doing stuff. And I get it. Some comes from upstairs. But if we're going to celebrate the guy if they were to win a championship, right, doesn't he get fired when it's bad?
Absolutely. But you know what? All the money in the world is not going to make these guys want to play. Juan Soto hasn't wanted to play for anybody but himself. And if you heard his interview the other day where he said, I'm not even talking to my teammates, you know, all the money is not going to buy you guys that want to be a part of a winning organization.
I hear that, but I still think the only difference I would disagree with you.
Thanks for the call.
Is that I still think there are some managers, and I understand we got the general managers and you got these presidents of basketball kind of putting stuff down. This is how you're going to run a team. But there are still general managers that elicit emotion, that get you fired up, that you want to play for, that you want to run through the outfield wall for. And so I think to just dismiss it like as if all of them are robots just doing what a program, I agree. This ain't the 60s.
Right.
This ain't the 80s where guys had gut feelings and they were able to do their thing. However, there's still something there. And I'm not paying you $2, $3, $4, $5 million, whatever it is, for nothing. So nobody's asking you, to be Dusty Baker out here, but come on now.
Yeah. All right, one more. Andrew in Chicago. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Andrew? How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing, Rob and Kelvin?
Doing great, buddy.
Can't wait to catch you out here, Rob, to get a game at the White Sox again.
You know I'm going to be in Chicago, definitely. I'm going to be there this summer, always.
You know it's bad when you're worse than the White Sox. So all I gotta say is with that, you have to fire. Like if you're worse than the White Sox, like our only hope right now is the Southside Samurai Murakami, who's insane.
He's been unbelievable hitting home runs for the White Sox, yeah.
But I'm scared with cheap ownership that the Dodgers might poach him. But then again, I know we're selling the team in a couple years, so hopefully something happens where he stays. But I'll keep it short. They need a clean house with the Mets because if you're worse than the White Sox, that says it all.
All right, Andrew.
No
thank
doubt.
you, buddy.
Appreciate you,
it.
Drew. No doubt.
All right.
All right, on the other side, we just talked about it. We're going to have Sean Alexander, former NFL MVP running back. We'll talk to him about the draft and some other stuff he's got going on. Right now, we got to get you updated with Monty Bolaños.
Guys, I don't know. Do you fire you fire Mendoza? I understand. Like, hearing you guys have this discussion, it's such a good one because I don't know what the right answer is.
And Monty, the whole thing is without last year not making a like it's not one.
It's
and
not right now.
It's the carryover.
You're not talking about the 12-game losing streak. That's not what you're only talking about.
Last year they collapsed, didn't make the playoffs, and now put a 12-game losing streak on top of that.
I know, but it's like, if you're going to fire him for who? Are you just doing it just to, like, say you're doing something? I don't know.
Well, Monty, here's my last point.
Yeah.
138 times people have done what they've done, never made the postseason, which now that means I'm going to have another long season of not making the postseason. So that's 2 seasons, not making the postseason. Rob knows how I feel about fighting teams. Everything ain't going to be perfect, but will you fight? It doesn't even seem like they're fighting right now. So that's another trouble.
Imagine being in April and being told you're not making the playoffs. Like that, your season's over. Like, that's rough. You know what I'm saying? In baseball, guys, right now, the Yankees are blanking the Red Sox 4-0. Top of the 7th inning. Phillies and Cubs are tied at 2 apiece. Bottom of the 3rd, about to start in Chicago. Those Mets have retaken the lead from the Twins. They're up 2-1. Bottom of the 5th inning. Cal Raleigh has homered for his 3rd straight game. The Mariners walked it off against the A's on a Josh Naylor RBI single. In the NBA, it's halftime, and you guys mentioned it. It is a tie game between the Magic and the Pistons, tied at 46. Cade Cunningham, 15 points. Jalen Suggs, 15 points. Orlando shooting 33% from the field, and they've missed 7 free throws. And it's a tie game. Not a good situation. I know. Suns and the Thunder are going to tip off at 9:30 Eastern time. When it comes to the NBA draft and who might be entering it, well, Arkansas freshman guard Darius A-Cup Jr., he's going to enter the draft, but BYU freshman forward AJ Damansa will announce his future intentions tomorrow, apparently. And when
Why are you wasting our time? If you don't just say you're going to the league.
I know, but he's going to announce it tomorrow. And lastly here, guys, Stanley Cup playoffs. The Penguins and the Flyers are tied at 1 halfway through the 2nd period. Back to you guys.
All right, Monty, thank you.
Jess.
Odd couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington on a Worship Wednesday. We are joined now by former NFL MVP running back Sean Alexander. Sean, appreciate you being on here. And, of course, we got to tell you what you got. You have Harvest Covenant. It is designed to bridge those gaps by equipping students to thrive academically, athletically, and spiritually while also strengthening their family. And tell us a little bit more about the mission there.
Yeah, my wife and I, we just had baby number 14 February. So
wait a minute. So Sean, a baker's dozen,
I was wrong.
A baker's dozen wasn't enough for you? Is that
you know what? I thought it was, and clearly I love the bakery. You know what I'm saying?
I got to use that one on my wife. Sean.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So their oldest 3 are girls, and they're senior, sophomore, and freshman. Really proud of them. The senior graduates this year. The sophomore is one of the captains of Liberty's track team, and the freshman just broke the 800-meter girls record at Liberty. And so really proud of them. But Joseph, my oldest son, he's a sophomore now. So 4 years ago, wanted to play football, put him in flag. Then he said, "Hey, Dad, 7th grade, I got to play tackle. I want to know what I can do." I said, "Oh, you don't have to play, man, because I did. And, hey, I want to know if I got it." And 7th grade, they win the Super Bowl. 8th grade, they win the Super Bowl.
Wow.
Because we're homeschooled, going from Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky, where I'm from, Alabama, Seattle, we just go to games, and we was having a good time. So we homeschooled them all the way through. They don't allow homeschool kids to play at the public schools in Virginia. We really live right outside DC, and where the Redskins live, and so so we decided, okay, yeah, we're gonna start our own football team. So we started a homeschool football team, and we've got we've got kids in private school, public school, and homeschool now coming to our school, and played our first game in Lucas Oil Stadium last year. It was really cool. Had a kid that had never played football, homeschool kid, just played basketball. First carry, 80-yard touchdown.
Wow.
In Lucas Oil. And so we're seeing these.
But wait a minute, that's not fair, Sean. With the Jets defense out there, what was that? I'm just saying.
You know what? We got some kids that got talent, man. It's going to be really cool to watch these kids that really didn't have the opportunity because whatever their parents were doing just didn't fit the public school system. So we were like, well, we're not going to stop football with that. And so we call it individualized academics. So we, with the parents and our staff at Harvest Covenant, we create the academic program that fits them. Some kids are like online kids from back in the COVID days. Some kids are homeschooled. Some kids are private schooled in the mornings and be with us in the afternoon. We create the space for them to do whatever they can so they can play ball. And my son had his sophomore season. It was really good. He's going to be pretty good. He's starting his recruiting now, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So we love Harvest. Anybody that wants to donate or figure out how to be a part or even create one of your own, go on to harvestcovenant.org and check us out. And it's just been fun last year, and next year is going to be pretty awesome.
That is pretty awesome. I do want to ask you real quick, where in northern Kentucky are you from? You know, I used to live in Southgate.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
I lived in Southgate right over the 471 bridge.
Yeah. You're close, man. So I'm from Boone County High School. I went to Boone County. It's in Florence, Kentucky.
Okay.
And, we're about 10 minutes from Cincinnati, Ohio. And so the airport is actually in Florence, Kentucky.
Yep.
It's kind of wild. And so the Cincinnati airport, when people land Cincinnati, they land. I remember when they put windows and soundproof windows in our schools so that the airport can land there. So that's where that is.
Yes, no doubt about it.
I got on my way down to Atlanta one time, Rob and Sean, driving from Michigan, Sean, we got pulled over in Boone County. That's the only reason why I know. My boy had a warrant, so he went to Boone County jail for a couple hours while we had to pay his ticket. So,
man, you should have mentioned my name.
There you go, see?
Man, you know what? Let me get in the DeLorean and go back in time and use that. Hey, Sean, let's ask you, of course, we got the draft coming up. Just talk to me a little bit what that is for players, that experience, gearing up for that and what it's like. And maybe some folks it's exciting, maybe it's stressful for some family members and players.
Yeah, you got to learn how to enjoy it. Because of my connection now, with the Freshman Player of the Year being named after me and the Alexander Award, I've been able to connect and have great relationships with so many young men over the last 8 years. The first Alexander Award winner was Trevor Lawrence when he was a freshman at Clemson. And so we've just watched these boys be 19 and get always elite. Drake May won it. So, a couple years back, Caleb Downs won a couple years ago. This year was Julian Sands. Having these relationships with these young men at 19 and then getting them to 21, 22, getting drafted, it's just been exciting. I kind of say the same thing to all of them. Hey, just enjoy it. You'll get drafted like this once. No matter what goes on, enjoy it. Everybody said I was going to go number 10 overall to the New York Giants. That 9th pick went through. That 10th pick, no-brainer, running back Ron Dane. I couldn't believe it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I had to wait, and I knew that the Giants had that great D, and I knew they needed one running back, and they played in the Super Bowl against the Ravens. That was Ray Lewis's first Super Bowl, and I just thought, Giants might have got one sooner than they thought if they'd have flipped around, but Seattle was wonderful for me, 19th pick there. It was just great. And so you just never know where you're going to go. You don't know what everybody's thinking, how it's going to fall. Are they going to pick you? Are they going to pick the guy that they might think might do it? And it's just a wonderful experience. So I tell everybody, take a deep breath. You got Caleb Downs, Dylan Thienem, gosh, man, who was also some of the guys that were in our finalists? Ruben Bain, So these boys I've known since they were 19, and watching them just grow to be, pretty successful in their college careers, and then get ready to watch them go into pros is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Me and Rob, let me ask you about this. You mentioned yourself and Ron Dane, which, by the way, the Giants should be a little upset with that. Ron Dane was fine, but you ended up having an amazing career. Rob and I were so excited to see when I first joined this show, 2 football seasons now, you're starting to see the resurgence of the running back. And he and I would say, hey, Get back to running the ball sometimes. Stop acting like running backs don't matter. Are you happy to see that? You obviously got CMC, and you obviously got King Henry and the Lions who run the ball with Gibbs, and at the time they had the two-headed monster, and so other teams running as well, what they're doing Indianapolis Colts up there. So is it great to see running backs coming back?
Oh, for sure. I mean, Saquon did not hurt us at all 2 years ago.
That was big. Yep.
Man, JT is great up there in Indy. There's just some guys that are just starting to, and it's just how it is. Like, it all started to shift probably around my time. Was about the last greats where they're like, hey, we're bringing in the best 220-pound athlete, go run the ball and go get it. And it started shifting. I think some of those coaches getting paid a lot more, and they felt a little bit odd. Hey, I'm just going to try and get the ball 30 times. Yeah, you know what I mean? But they were like, I got to earn my money. And so they would come up with different passing schemes and this and that, and it worked. And you saw guys, defenses starting to get smaller. You got guys, I still think about it, like Roy Williams, 235 pounds coming in there to hit me in the hole. He's a defensive end almost nowadays.
Right.
So the defense got to get smaller to go cover all those passing guys. And now that they are, like I tell everybody all the time, I think the best linebackers were probably great running backs in high school. They just stayed on defense because that's how it is. And so now you've got these guys getting smaller. You're getting a little bit beefer. Put a fullback in there, get another 220-pound running back, and you're going to cause the defenses problems. And Seattle figured it out a little bit this year, giving the ball to K9, and they had, they just had a good way of running the football where people couldn't get out there and just get in their secondary. Of course, we had JSM, who was Jackson Smith and Jigma, who was just a phenomenal receiver.
Yes.
And, and Sam was able to throw the ball around and get the guys to the right spot. But the fact that they could go back to Kenneth Darby and run the ball, man, it was it really worked, and I think that's what teams are going to start doing again.
Hey, Sean, real quick, give us the website and everything for people if they want to help out and tell everybody real quick. Yep, we'll
HarvestCovenant.org. HarvestCovenant.org.
All right.
We appreciate it, man. All the best to you, the family, the school. You're lucky we out of time, Sean. I was going to try to see if you could name all 14 of your kids.
And wait, no. Sean, you might have won the MVP in the NFL, but your wife is the MVP. I'll tell you that.
Facts.
Hey, she's a baller.
She is. All right. Thank you, Sean.
All right. Appreciate you, man.
2-3 Bakery.
I'm using it. I told you. She just got back, and let me go talk to my wife real quick. All right. Hey, appreciate it, Sean. We still got One's Gotta Go covered up next. We'll do that based around places. It's cell phone related. I'll explain what I mean on the other side. It's the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio.
Stick and stay if you want 15 in the US of A.
Yeah, AD, who has not been playing basketball in about a year, it feels like, making the rounds right now to promote his new television show, right? And he appeared on the Draymond Green podcast.
I never missed his new television
I ain't going to lie. Though Draymond was funny when they pranked him. That was funny. That was funny. They got him good because Draymond went full Draymond. He was ready to beat people up.
Kick
you got me blanked up.
Yep. Choke him from behind, all that stuff.
He was about to go crazy. He thought Rudy Gobert was in there.
Facts. So he said a couple of things. One of the things he said was he wished that the Lakers would have given him some kind of heads up before they trade him to the Mavs for the Luka trade. Said, hey, I want a championship with y'all. I find out 10 minutes before it breaks. You couldn't text me. You couldn't call me before. Give me some kind of idea that my name is being tossed around. But the other thing he said, which ruffled a lot of feathers, is he talked about his exit from New Orleans. Take a listen to what AD said about how he felt disrespected when he came back into town.
Hit it.
Apparently, he said it very quietly.
Never got a tribute. Nope. Didn't get a tribute. And so, like, you know how it always goes, like, you get drafted to a team, and then when you're done, it's like, damn, towards the end of the career, I might want to go back. I've always had that mindset, like, and I told Miss Benson when the trade, when I was going to her right before the deadline to ask for a trade, I told her, look, Ms. B, I want to get out of here. You know, these are the reasons, whatever. Ms. B was cool. Like, me and Ms. B still cool to this day. And I told her, and I was like, this might not be the end, though. Like, you know, later on in my career, who knows if I was to come back and we try to do something special as I'm older and a little mature, the game develop, you know, win a couple of championships, like whatever. I don't know. You know, I left that door open. And when I went back that first game and got no trip, I said, oh, that door is closed.
Yeah.
I just, these guys are crazy. Seriously. Go ahead. You could go for
Well, no, I was going to say, I don't. So
he is. You can't be like you wrecked their franchise and you want a tribute.
We're on the same page with that one.
Like, what are you talking about? You wrecked their franchise. What tribute? You didn't want to be there. Come back, collect your money, play the damn game, and leave. What do you want from the Pelicans? For them to throw you a party?
Yes.
And throw confetti and say how great it is you came back when you walked out on us in the family. Is that what you do when your dad leaves the family? And then you bring him back with his new family? And then throw him a party. Thank you. You remember the time you were here? We loved you so much, but you walked out on us. Dude, are you kidding me? He sounds crazy. These guys are so jaded and think that they're so special and so important and that they should be honored and celebrated when they turn their back on people and wreck and ruin franchises and general managers and their careers and coaches. You know, like the damage is unbelievable what they do when this happens, which is fine. You want to move on, but now you feel like, oh, did you hear the way he said it? Oh, but there was no tribute for me. What tribute? You didn't even win anything down there. Did you win a championship?
That's my thing right there is the day that, which I think will be this summer, that Giannis is traded, Giannis will get one.
We got a wings bet because that ain't happening.
No, wait. We got to officially put it on. You want to officially put it on?
Yeah, officially that ain't happening.
I want something else. Let me marinate on it. I don't want wings. I want something else. Something more fun. My point with Giannis is Giannis will have earned that. He's been an MVP. He's been a finals MVP. He won a title. He was blood, sweat, and tears. So Giannis has earned that. It might be a little friction now, and he's got to leave, and they might trade him or however it works. But the minute he comes back, he's going to get a standing ovation, a tribute video, and they love him. Anthony Davis is delusional in this one in the sense that, dude, they weren't great. They barely made the playoffs. They didn't go anywhere in the playoffs. He was incredible when he was healthy. I'll give him that. But that was it. There's nothing else. There's no MVPs. There's no deep playoff runs. Not even let alone a title. There's no deep playoff runs. They didn't even have an identity. Like I always use the example, at least like the grit and grind. They had a name. You know, there's teams that at least maybe if they didn't win it, run TMC up in the Bay Area. They didn't have a name. They didn't have a theme. They didn't have anything. What are we tributing to? Like, yes, you were really good. We wanted to keep you around. You wanted to leave. And then to add insult to injury, you did leave, and you wouldn't win a championship. So that actually adds a little burn to the fans because you did leave us and you did go win one. So I don't get the Pelicans one at all to me. Fox Sports Radio. It is the Odd Couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington. On a Worship Wednesday. Big shout out to Sean Alexander. Appreciate him joining us. Got to talk some NFL action with him. And where is he at now? 14 kids. My goodness, man. If you missed any of today's show, be sure to check the podcast. Just search the Odd Couple wherever you get your podcast. Make sure you rate it. Give us 5 stars. Comment. All that good stuff is greatly appreciated.
as always. So go check it out. Just search Odd Couple FSR wherever you get your podcast. Right now, it's
Pistons
time
up 15. Up 15
yeah,
now.
No, you're right. They got on a hot streak there. Rob, real quick before we get to it, Cade Cunningham is the saving grace for the Pistons in that he just can get a shot whenever he wants. Whether it goes in, he can get his own shot anytime and create for other guys. So it's starting to kind of, he's opening the game up, getting the guys other shots as well. But this is the part. Can they keep the foot on the throat, or does Orlando, get back in within 4, and now you got a tight game?
Right, you always got to remember, right, the fourth quarter. If you're within 10 going into the fourth quarter with the threes, you have a shot. That's can't be bigger than that to me. 10 is doable. Yep. All right.
One's got to go. All right, hear me out. Rob, did you see that baseball player who was sliding in the third and his cell phone fell out his pocket? Did you see that?
Terrible.
So if his phone fell out, for those who don't know, he was sliding in the third, and all of a sudden his phone falls out his pocket. And the ref was like, here's your phone. Like, what you doing with a phone, bro? So it got me to thinking about places where maybe not technically, but you're not supposed to have your phone. So what is the place you say, no, I have to have my phone there? All right, or you're not supposed to use it. So concerts and or comedy concerts as well. You know how they're starting to put those in the little things now, Rob? You got to put it in a little sleeve and lock it up and all that. If you are at the movie theater, you're not supposed to be on your phone. If you're in a hospital waiting room, they prefer you to not be on the phone.
Right.
You just did this recently, I think, or maybe you didn't get caught in jury duty or have to go to court, anything court or jury related.
Right, yeah.
They don't want you on your phone. And finally, airplane, where they say, don't be on your phone for the first little, half hour, whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. What's the one place you say, I can't not have my phone at that thing? Is it a show, like I said, some type of concert? Is it a movie theater? Is it the hospital? Is it a courtroom of some sort? Or is it the airplane?
I would say for me,
I'm gonna have my phone because I can't not have it here.
On the plane, I gotta have I gotta have it on the plane.
So you just ignore them right off the bat?
I have to have my phone at the plane. I have to.
You can't use their screen. You get to lay back and I don't know what you're gonna do now. You ain't with Spirit anymore. I don't know how.
I know.
How you gonna survive?
One more trip. All right. Who we got?
Monty, Alex, who in there? Elijah, whoever else. Who we got?
I guess the answer is the plane. It's either the plane or at the hospital. If I'm at the hospital, I need to distract myself because obviously things aren't going well for someone, whether it's me or not. Things are happening, so I need a distraction. So it'd have to be either the plane or the hospital.
The hospital. All right, Alex.
What are my choices again?
Concert, whether it be music or some type of comedy show. When you're at a courtroom, whether it be jury or you're just in court for your own self. Hospital. Movie theater or plane.
And this is where I need to use my phone?
Like where you must have it.
No, place you're saying this is everybody else, this one can't go. I have to have it.
I have to have it. Like I have when I'm on the plane, I have to have my phone. I just have to.
That's tough for me because I really don't use my phone as much. I don't have social media or anything, but if I had to pick one, I'd say courthouse just so I don't have to talk to people.
And that does happen. Because you sit there all day, 8-9 hours if you're on jury duty or if they're waiting to be selected like me. And people bring books. Obviously, people on their phones. You get to walk the yard. All right, who else is there? All right, Alex
Brandon's
went, Rob went. Who? Oh, yeah, Brandon. What up, Brandon?
What's up?
I should have included the gym for you.
It's okay. I accept your apology.
Which one?
Which one, B?
I guess you said courthouse. I'm going to say
plane. No. Comedy show. Everybody knows they shouldn't have it at the comedy
courthouse.
show.
I'll say the same thing. I'm going to need my phone there. I'm going to be so bored.
Yeah, that's a long day. It is. I'm going to actually go with the courthouse as well, Rob, because if for whatever reason I didn't have it on the plane, I'm fine. I got the little screen. I can watch a movie. I've got books. Like I can live on a plane. I get your sentiment, but I can live on a plane. Courthouse. Listen, I'm gonna read a book right now. I'm reading Arsenio Hall book. Fan of our show, by the way. I told you that. But eventually, I'm gonna need I need a phone up in this courthouse. It was absolutely boring to be there for 8 or 9 hours. Couldn't do it.
The NFL Draft is where it all starts.
This is crazy. I can't believe it.
From the picks to the breakdowns, we're covering all of it. Because in the NFL,
I put myself in a position to be here.
one pick can change everything.
I'm ready to get to work.
Join Jenny Taft, Jay Glazer, LeVar Arrington, and former Falcons GM Terry Fontenot. It's Draft Night Live, and it's brought to you by Express Bros in Weevil.
This is what I do it for, man.
On Fox Sports Radio.
Odd Couple. You know what time it is. It's your boys.
Let's get it. The Odd Couple is fun.
Check.
And informative.
Check.
What's up, America? You want to talk sports with 1.5 of the best-looking guys in the game?
That game was incredible.
You are wrong. You'll be king of the water cooler.
What's it like working with Rob? Rob in his mind is like Chris Rock mixed with Richard Pryor, so I'm running out of fake laughs. Ha ha, Rob. Rob is very passionate.
Son, you ain't ready for this. Well, I don't have BS in my game. I'm straightforward. I'm honest. You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. And, of course, it doesn't hurt that I'm right most of the time. Kelvin is the nice guy, wants to make everybody feel warm and fuzzy.
You done? Let me tell you the truth. I bring the energy, a youthful energy. Rob's not gonna see this, is he? And I bring an honest opinion. Michael Jordan, I can't take it anymore. I need a break. I'm gonna go play baseball.
Trash Talking Tuesday is the best.
It's a great opportunity for folks to call in and they get to trash whomever.
Who you trashing, Roger?
I'm trashing LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
Oh, okay.
They can't even hold Wilt Chamberlain's shoes.
Stop talking about the king like that. It's a new era. Let LeBron be the best, please.
I only recognize one king in the United States, and that's Burger King. The connection with the Odd Couple audience is incredible. We really invite them in.
And they can relate, whether it be things about our own personal lives or our takes on sports.
Love you guys. You guys are killing it.
Hey, we appreciate you. Thank you for rocking with your boys. They feel like it's just my guys, just my friends, and they join right in on the show.
We talk with the listeners, not at them.
Obviously, you can listen to us live, but you can still check out the podcast. You can check out our YouTube. You can check us out on social media. So in any way you want to get it, you can get it.
Yes.
There's some yelling. It is some hot takes. It's a whole lot of fun. I'll give you that.
It is fun. I agree. Begrudgingly.
The Odd Couple.
Sports talk that's too good and too fun.
Well, things have changed in Detroit. Game 2 of the NBA playoffs between the Magic and the Pistons is underway, and they were tied at halftime, but the Pistons have outscored the Magic in the third quarter 30-3. Detroit is up right now 76-49, and there's still about 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Cade Cunningham leading the way for Detroit. He's got 20 points. Still to come, the Thunder and the Suns. That's going to tip off at 9:30 Eastern time, and OKC leads that series 1-0. When it comes to the Stanley Cup playoffs, the Flyers currently lead the Penguins 3-1 after 2 periods. Philadelphia leads this series 2-1. In baseball, Cal Raleigh has homered for a third straight game as the Mariners walked it off against the A's on a Josh Naylor RBI single. 5-4 was the final score. Right now, the Twins and the Mets are tied at 2, top of the 7th inning. I'm Amancio Olaños.
I've been covering this league since 1987.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Our number 3.
Number 3.
That's right here on the Odd Couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington. Here on Fox Sports Radio for over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Ship fast and free, I should say, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. Also, be sure to check out the YouTube channel, and you can watch us live right now on YouTube. Just search Odd Couple FSR on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button, and after you're done, tap the thumbs up icon, comment away, and let us know who is crazy, who's not crazy here on the Odd Couple. Again, just go to YouTube and check out Odd Couple FSR and subscribe. How's that? We'll do that. All right, hour number 3, a lot to get into still. And also we're going to talk with J.R. Gamble, a little foul affair.
Foul!
That's right, from MLBBro.com. And
it's a fair ball.
That's right. And last call as well. We'll do that as well. So a lot to get to here in hour number 3 on this Worship Wednesday. And there you go. Kelvin, what you got?
Pistons up 27 is what I got. My gosh. Like, you expected them to win at home, but it's turned out to be what you said. You thought they come out like gangbusters, and they did. The second half defense is going crazy.
Yeah, but what you call it is like, I don't even know what offense are they running. Who is anybody coaching? You talked about it before. Like, I don't even know how you let a game get out of hand. Where if you looked at their shot selection and what they were doing, there was no play. There was just just ran into 2 defenders. And this is where it
gets tight for teams.
And then they're shooting threes, and what do we just talk about? They don't make threes.
That's not their thing,
right? And that's how you lose. Like that's how you get blowed out. Like you can't be shooting threes when that's not your makeup. That's not how you got the first win. It's not what's going to be how you're going to get the second win. It's just not going to happen.
It'll be interesting too. Obviously, it looks like they're on the way to lose this game, but you never know. But it looks like they're going to lose
If they win this game down 79-55, then the Pistons are in trouble.
Yeah. And it'll be interesting. Are they just like, oh, we got the split and forget the mentality that it takes to
too. That happens too.
Like, you got to lock in and still, it doesn't matter. Like, you protect home court if you're the Magic. All right, switching gears.
I know trying for them to win both games and all that, but not like that. You could lose game 2. What are you doing here? You know what I mean? Like that's the part I don't get. But anyway.
Because that could be the carryover. If you're the Pistons, right? You're like, all right, we found what works. Speaking of finding what works, Rob, that's the Lakers. They found what worked again yesterday. End up winning 101-94 over the Houston Rockets to take a 2-0 lead. And now they're kind of controlling this series. And what makes it interesting too, Rob, is going into it, Houston, a lot of people had them as a favorite because, of course, Luka's out. Austin Reeves is out. So you say, man, if you're the Lakers, can you steal one? Can you get one? Can you make it a series a little bit long enough that if Luka was the return or Austin Reeves was the return? Now, if you're Houston, it's like, can you not get swept? You know what I mean? At Houston, you talk about a team, you were just talking about the Orlando Magic. What about the Houston Rockets? Can they have some coaching adjustments? Can they figure some things out, tweak the offense? They haven't been able to. But when I watched that game in the first 2 games of this series, Rob, I walk away thinking about something, conversations so many were having, including you and I, a couple of months ago, 2-3 months ago, about can LeBron James be the third wheel of this Laker team? Can LeBron tweak his game, change up? And I said of the 3 guys between he, Luke, and Austin, he's the only one that can. He's the only one that can say, all right, I'm just going to lock on defense and let you guys score. Or I'm just going to be a distributor. Or I'm going to be on the block and post up. Or I'll be the second line of defense and block some shots. Austin Reeves can only do what Austin Reeves does. And we know Luka is just a bucket. Obviously, he can pass, but he's just strongly offensive-minded. That's what he does best. LeBron was the one that could. And a lot of people didn't think his ego would. And you didn't think it, I would think. You said, he wouldn't be able to just kind of hand over the keys like that and go, especially behind Austin Reeves. And he did that. And he bought into that. And then what made it awesome was, if you remember that play where he dove for the ball and kind of ignited that defense, like I said, a couple months ago, really started to show his buy-in on that. Now you look at a situation where this is why a LeBron James is valuable, that he can now say, oh, shoot, Luke is out. Oh, shoot, Austin Reeves is out. Now I have to be the igniter. I have to be the guy. And we're able to see that. And I think it's one of those things where we got to give him credit in that people didn't think his ego would allow him to be the third fiddle. People didn't think his pride would allow him to be the third fiddle. He did that. They went 15-2 in the month of March. Best record ever for them. They've played fantastic basketball heading towards the end of the season. That's why people were like, all right, the postseason should be interesting. Then the injuries happened. But now for him to switch back and to lead his team, and this is what when you and I were talking a couple of weeks ago, I said the difference between him and Kevin Durant for me is he can take me, you, Brandon, and Alex and have a shot. Not saying they're going to win, but he can have a shot. Kevin Durant needed the things to be perfect. He just needed to fit right in to be a bucket. LeBron can carry the load for them and has done so magnificently. Last night, you look at 28 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, and just really control the tempo, got guys going, got DeAndre Ayton going in the game, not just, getting guys going, Luke Kennard going crazy, Marcus Smart and him playing some veteran basketball, he and LeBron. So I just think it has been amazing to see the last 4 or 5 months of him being able to be the most ultimate Swiss Army knife. What do you need? Do you need me to be the leader? You need me to be third fiddle? Austin Reeves is out, need to be the second fiddle? And that's what makes him remarkable, makes him one-on-one, in my opinion. What's going to be interesting, Rob, is what will the Lakers do this summer? The reports were they're ready to move on. Then the reports became, well, they're fine if he's willing to take a very, very, very low salary, a big-time haircut.
I think you're dreaming if you think LeBron's going to take a haircut to stick around.
Well, I'm saying
to be second fiddle. No, there's no way he's going to come back for that. Even if I don't care, unless they win a championship, which I don't think they're going to do, it would have to be.
You don't think he's coming back?
No, I don't. Not for taking a haircut so that the Lakers could do what they wanted. You know what I mean?
How low is the haircut though, Rob? Like, is it a one? With the guard? You know what I mean? Is it a two?
I'm just saying, like, if he's going to play, he can go. I mean, maybe there's somebody else who's willing to pay him. You know what I mean? Remember, he wasn't that thrilled or happy that the idea that they didn't offer him, at least according to reports, that he didn't get an extension. You know what I mean? And now all of a sudden they're going to be like, oh, yeah, I'll just take whatever you guys want to give me because I want to do that. I don't see him acquiescing to that.
The reason I say I could see that happening is because of how well they played when they finally got to be together, the big three, if you will. When they got to get together, when they got to lock in, when they got to see what this team could be, they played very basketball, and I think that helps. That helps with the chemistry, helps with the continuity, helps where you understand.
Yeah, but if you don't win, though, seriously, like LeBron's going to be older. If you're the
nobody beating the Thunder, Rob.
No, but if you're the Lakers, I'm just saying, like, okay, so say they win this series and they get run off the court in the next series or whatever it is, and then you go, well, yeah, LeBron's old, yeah, Austin Reeves can't play defense, oh yeah, Luka's a statue too. You know what I mean? Like, it just depends on how this thing ends like right now you're feeling good. Do they go to Houston? I don't know, and they get the Houston Rockets get rejuvenated, and the Lakers don't look good in those two games, and it's 2-2, and the series changes, or they get knocked out in the first round. Like, I think there's a lot of things that have to play in it to just say, like, after winning 2 games in L.A., that the season's turned and LeBron's going to come back no matter what. I don't think it's that easy.
I go beyond the 2 games. It's been, like I said, it's been the buy-in.
Yeah, but it's still about the playoffs is what I'm saying. I get that, but if they lose the next 4, I'm just giving you a hypothetical. Do you think everybody's going to feel good about LeBron coming back and like let's have him back at 42?
Again, I don't think he's coming back at 35, 45, 50 million. No. But does he come back? They work out some deal where I'm making up numbers. It's 15 million. Money ain't an issue for LeBron at this point. We know that he's a billionaire. Money ain't the issue. I think there's a respect,
but there's a pride,
more than money.
Yeah, but
that's what I'm saying. It's more of a pride, respect. And I think and one thing I like about this new ownership is, to me at least, it seems they can be more straight. They ain't all that weird family. I thought we were cool, like the bus family, where all feelings get involved. They can say, look, dog, we thought you played excellently. We thought you fit in well. We want you back. Here's the number. Cut or dry. And I think sometimes, you're a businessman. I own businesses. You do. Sometimes you need that. We're cool and, we're fine. I don't know. We'll vibe it. We'll see. Sometimes you need somebody who can say, hey, this is exactly what we're thinking. This is exactly what we'd love for you to stick around, and this is the role you play. You play great. Here's the money. Because we want to get boom, 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 these guys. We want to look at these free agents, and that will be a huge asset to this team. And I think that actually will bode well with LeBron, because I think, to me, it's a straightforward conversation versus the feelings, right? Jeannie Buss felt like, he's starting to have too much control. LeBron feeling like, they're not treating me right. There's no extension. When you can just have straightforward conversations, sometimes that rip that Band-Aid off, as they say, to me, that can bolt better in certain circumstances. So I absolutely can see a scenario where he comes back. His family's here. His daughter is young and in school. Obviously, the wife is here. The boys his son is here. One of them playing with him. One is just not far. He's in Arizona. So I absolutely see him wanting to stay here. Because last point, people are like Cleveland, and I get it. That's where he's from. But I don't know if he wants to give that last run to Dan Gilbert. That last, hurrah to Dan Gilbert. If Dan Gilbert wasn't there, I could see the Cleveland option. I just think he has still bad taste in his mouth.
I don't think it's that. I don't think it's Dan Gilbert and those guys. I'm not so sure that they want him back. I don't see that.
Well, and that too. But I'm just saying the idea of,
I don't know about giving Dan Gilbert anything, because I don't think that they. I get it for a storyline or going back or whatever. But if I'm a Cleveland, I'm that ship sailed. I'm not doing that. I wouldn't do that.
I don't know.
How old is he? 41, going to be 40?
41, to be 42 in December.
Yeah, 42. Is that what we're doing here? I don't know if I want to do that.
Yeah, but to put a button on it, I just think it's been remarkable the last 5 months or so, 4 months, where he's whatever was needed. Kind of put his pride, his ego to the side. Cool. AR, get off. Luka, get off. Do your thing. Oh, do you need me tonight? You need me to carry this series? And I think that's been remarkable to see. And again, that's what makes him unique. And you kind of see the contrast between him and KD. He's able to find ways to still win and get the most out of his team, whereas it was a struggle for Kevin Durant. And I don't think it was just all KD. I think it's some bad coaching too.
All right, 877-99 on Fox. What do you want? What's your best takeaway? That LeBron's coming back, or do you want him back, or how's he fit in going forward?
And also the buy-in. Have you appreciated the buy-in from him? Where a lot of people didn't think he would be able to do that with the Lakers.
Has he fully bought in, as Kelvin think he has, and has been
he's bought in
stellar as far as accepting that role and doing whatever it takes to win.
Like
how impressed are you?
Magic City.
877-99 on Fox. 877-996-6369. It is the Odd Couple on a Worship Wednesday. Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington, right here on Fox Sports Radio. Stick and stay.
Especially if you need some help with college in the US of A.
Rob G, there
What
was
you got, Rob G?
some WNBA news and
or no news.
Well, yeah, no news. According to the PR
Sexist.
people. Yes.
Yeah, no news that became news. Now, guys, I'm sure that we were watching this in the studio. I know Rob was locked the F in for this one.
I couldn't get his attention back.
But earlier this week, the Dallas Wings had the number 1 overall pick in the WNBA draft, and they raised some eyebrows by taking Fudd out of UConn. Lauren Best from UCLA was available.
Related to Elmer or no? I'm just trying to figure that out.
Parker.
Rob, I'm about to cancel you like Law and Order Organized Crime.
Rob, now
what?
it's caution. It's not that she's not a worthy candidate to go first overall. In that way, she was the best player in college.
She was
makes
nice.
sense. What made it interesting is that the Dallas Wings already have a great guard on their team, Paige Beckers, who also, according to multiple outlets and according to Beckers herself, was romantically involved with Fudd as recently as last year. We don't know if they're still involved, but that was the story. So earlier today, Fudd met with the media there in Dallas, and they asked her, about her relationship and whether or not she's going to talk to other players around the league about how to navigate being in a relationship with a teammate. Here's the exchange.
Paige announced last year on TikTok that y'all were a couple, and I'm wondering if that is still the case, and if so, if y'all have talked to any other couples in the league about how they negotiate that dynamic as pro teammates.
I understand why you have to ask that question, but we're going to respectfully decline from commenting on our players' personal lives. Go to the next question.
Okay. The reporter, excellent question. Would you agree with
Yes,
that? Journalistic,
absolutely.
excellent question. Like this is a fact. He's not rumors.
Speculating,
She
yeah.
announced on TikTok that they were a couple.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're going to be on the same team, and his question wasn't about what do y'all do in the bedroom. How do you negotiate or navigate when you're playing with somebody who you're romantically involved in? I think it's an excellent question, and what bravo to the reporter. Bravo. And as usual, the PR people get in the way. Get out of the way. You're supposed to be there, right, to help the reporters and the players link and make sense, to help, not to always be a roadblock. Let her answer the question and say she's not comfortable talking about it, and I respect it.
Yep.
We don't need you to jump in and say, we're not talking about personal life. Well, she announced it personally to the whole public. Why is it a problem for the reporter to ask about it then? He didn't say, I heard a rumor. You announced on your TikTok. Don't you think it's a part of the story? It is. I just don't. You know what? She could have given a beautiful answer.
You took where I was.
Go ahead. I'm going to let you.
No, I was just going to say.
Am I right?
well,
she could have given a beautiful answer.
This, to me, was a disappointing moment because you robbed someone of having a sincere answers. Rob G, it was last year when it was announced from Paige Beckers, right? Like, I'm in a relationship with Fudd. So I've known this is coming. You knew you were going to the WNBA.
Thank you.
You knew that, not you didn't know you were going to get drafted, but you knew this was going to be a possibility. You're prepared to answer it. And this is big girl pants. She's a pro. Like, this is high school, college. I get it. It's they're amateurs. You're a pro. It's a fair question. And let me add on to why I believe it's fair. How many years now have we talked about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift? Right? Oh, your relationship, is it a distraction? How do you handle this? Is she coming to the game? We've asked about this. When Lamar Odom was with Khloe Kardashian, how does this work to this? There were questions asked. It happens. Let alone.
That question, though, was foul because it said, how long before your career is over in the NBA? But go ahead.
You didn't ask that?
Go ahead.
That wasn't you?
That
was a you question. So my thing is, we've asked this questions and these types of questions plenty of times, right? I mean, how many did Travis Kelce answer, right, with Taylor Swift? And so Paige Beckers is a celebrity, and they're co-workers, and they're on the same team. So in essence, it's asking about a teammate, and I just thought it was a robbed opportunity for her to answer a question how she, I would imagine, has been prepared to answer the question. And also the WNBA, by the way, let's not act like this is some anomaly they don't know how to handle. There have been several relationships in the WNBA. So aside from these two, you now have, and these, by the way, Rob, these are players who are on the same team. DeWanna Bonner and Alyssa Thomas. They were both in the Connecticut Sun. You got Dejana Carrington and Nalissa Smith. You got Allie Quigley and Courtney Vandersloot. You got Diana Taurasi, Penny Taylor. They were on the Phoenix Mercury. So this is not something that's like, oh my gosh, how do we? This isn't new in the WNBA. This has happened several times. So I thought it was a very fair question. I thought she robbed Fudd of an opportunity to answer a question, how she would choose to answer it. And I thought it was.
What if she would have said, Kelvin, it's a dream come true?
Fox Sports Radio. Odd Couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington on a Worship Wednesday. We still have Foul or Fair with J.R. Gamble coming up here in about 8 minutes or so. Then we got Last Call as well. So still a lot to get to this hour. Be sure to tune in to the Fox Sports Radio Draft Night Live. That is going to be tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, throughout the first round of the draft. Insider Jay Glazer. You got former Falcons general manager Terry Fontenot, College Football Hall of Famer LeVar Arrington, and Fox Sports League college football reporter Jenny Taft. They're going to have you covered for all 32 picks. They'll have predictions and reactions. That's tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, throughout the first round of the draft, live right here on Fox Sports Radio, and with live video simulcast on Fox Sports Radio's YouTube page. Just search Fox Sports Radio on YouTube to watch live at 8 p.m. Eastern on Thursday night. And it's all brought to you by Express Pros, facing production swings or a tough skills gap. Workforce solutions from Express Employment Professionals can make hiring easier. So find your local office and see how Express can help you hire smarter and faster. Visit expresspros.com today. All right, 877-99 on Fox. LeBron James, you like what you've seen from him? Has he fully bought in throughout the season? Maybe you changed your mind. Maybe you haven't. And if you're a particularly Laker fan, what do you think about next season? You want to see him back or no? 877-99 on Fox. Who we got?
All right, let's kick it off with Kurt in North Dakota. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. How are you, Kurt?
I'm good, Rob. Thank you very much. Thank you, Kelvin. You guys are the best. I just got a quick question for you guys. I mean, LeBron knows a lot of basketball. He's seen a lot of things on the court, and he's an Olympic champion. He saw how the Olympic coach operates and runs a team when everybody's on the same page. But my question is, as far as I can tell, as far as I can remember, I think Bill Russell at the end of his career was a player coach. What do you think about LeBron James maybe being a player coach at the end of his career?
Oh, please don't put that out there.
Not even in Cleveland. Not even in Cleveland.
Kurt,
not even going back to Cleveland.
Kurt,
yes.
oh my
Go
God,
ahead,
we need LeBron to move on, please. Kurt,
you're not wrong.
He's been around
if somebody
too long.
could do it, it would be him. But I do think he needs a little break from that role. But let me ask you, Rob, why don't we see that more? Manager player, coach player, why don't we see? We used to be. It was borderline commonplace for the 60s, 70s, 80s.
Yeah, it was just different. It was a way of keeping older players around. You know what I mean? Like Joe Torre was the player manager for the Mets.
Yep.
Frank Robinson was a player manager for Cleveland, for the Indians at the time. You know what I mean? That's what happened. It was an older player. They weren't he maybe couldn't play every day anymore, but they still wanted to keep his bat or something. And so they made guys player managers, or in Bill Russell's case, right? But I don't think it today. Guys make a lot of money. They don't want to go into that. And then again, a lot of guys, I just don't think that coaching is really what they want to get into. You know what I mean? I'm just not convinced of that.
Yeah, you don't typically see big-time superstars become coach. I mean,
Right.
probably Larry Bird might be the biggest, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Larry Bird, yep. But he had
You know, to
two big
become like a
coaches
coach.
with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In order to make that even happen. Let's go to Andre in Mississippi. I'm sorry, Andre in Mississippi. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up?
What's going on, guys?
How are you?
What's up, Andre?
I'm doing good, man. I'm bringing the energy, man.
Do it.
I'm a diehard Lakers fan, man. I'm originally from LA, bro. LeBron is fine. LeBron gonna be back next year. You might as well get ready for it. Everybody want to push people out just because they get old. Last time I checked, LeBron is balling better than more than half of the NBA, cuz he's not going nowhere. We gonna beat Houston, and guess what? It's going back to old times. Lakers versus Boston in the NBA Finals, and I'm out.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, all right. I don't know what they putting in that Mississippi River down
I know. Does he understand that OKC's in the West, or he?
Listen, if this were a normal year or something, OKC. I mean, Denver's still sitting there. You still got Minnesota. Obviously, who comes out of Minnesota, Denver,
And Minnesota
and then you still got the
matchup
Spurs.
there. I mean, there's a couple things.
Depending on Wemby's face. Yeah, and don't be disrespecting the Pistons like that. Just putting the Celtics over them like that. Shout out to you, Andre. Please appreciate it. All right. Anybody else? All right. I'd be interested to see. You brought up earlier when they go back to Houston. Does Houston have fight, or are they just kind of like, well, we tried, and 1, 2, 3 Cancun? That'll be interesting to see for me because, again, they got the horses as far as the athleticism and the go. They just don't have any shot creators, Rob. They got Amin Thompson running point, and that to me takes away his strength, which is running the wings, getting tip dunks, kind of being that kind of guy. They got him running a point. That's not his skill set, not making free throws, so I would just foul him. So Houston has a lot to be desired on what they're going to do. But we'll see again. They say a series at a series, so somebody wins on somebody else's
Right. I mean, the
place.
Lakers did what they were supposed to do, and if they go there and win Game 3, then obviously the series is over. And if Houston wins, and they were favorites in Game 2, which was surprising. We talked about it, and they lost. But if they were to somehow win and convincingly, you know what I mean, and play a good game or whatever, and Kevin Durant shows up or whatever, then you have a series. If not, it'll be a wrap. So it'll be interesting.
LeBron is 32-0 in a series when he's up 2-0. That's insane. That is crazy. We talked about Doc Rivers talking about Google Me, and we looked at some of his numbers. 32-0 when you get up 2-0 in a series is that's insane. So we'll see if he make it 33-0 with the Rockets. All right. On the other side, of course, I just mentioned, we got Foul or Fair with J.R. Gamble. Looking forward to seeing that foul. Right now, Monty Bolaños going to get you updated.
Guys, I'm going to start with baseball because I didn't know what happened today in the Mariners and A's game. It happened in the first inning, but Logan Gilbert was on the mound, and Carlos Cortez was batting, and he hit a ball that went into
the shirt.
Gilbert's shirt and jersey, and he didn't know it, so he was like looking around. The Mariners were... Oh, I don't know if it was the worst case scenario. The A's had runners on first and third, and the third base runner wasn't allowed to score, but the hitter was granted a single, and so the bases got loaded. But it's not you caught it. That's not a catch. What are you talking about? You caught it with your jersey.
They call it an automatic single,
But the runner that they had on third didn't get to go home. So, I don't know. It seemed like I feel like I didn't like the way it was called for either team, to be honest. It's either an out, and that's why the runner didn't get to advance and get to score for the A's.
But sometimes it's just it's a dead ball, and there's no advance by the baseman. That's what it had to be because you couldn't play it.
But they did count it as a single, so the guy on first got to go to second. So the bases got loaded. It was just the guy on third didn't get to go, even though it was counted as a single. And it was up to the umpire's discretion.
Give you a run.
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying? It seems a little weird how it was discussed. Anyway, the Mets have lost 12 in a row, and they are tied right now against the Twins at home at 2 apiece, bottom of the 8th inning.
Right,
about to start.
And they just got out of a bases-loaded jam, Kelvin.
So, and they lost Francisco Lindor early in the game to calf tightness. So that's where the Mets are at. The Cubs have won 7 in a row. The Phillies have lost 7 in a row. Chicago is up right now against Philadelphia 6-2, bottom of the 6th inning. Pirates lead the Rangers 4-2, top of the 6th there, and the Rockies have taken the lead from the Padres. They're up 4-1, bottom of the 2nd inning. They also have the bases loaded. Make that 5 in a row for the Yankees. They outscored the Red Sox in Boston 4-1, while the Braves defeated the Nationals 8-6, and the Tigers topped the Brewers 5-2. By the way, the Mariners did win that game. Anyway, back to the NBA. It was a tied game at halftime between the Magic and the Pistons. Not anymore because Detroit outscored Orlando in the third quarter 38-16. Now with 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, Pistons are up 91-70. Cade Cunningham, 25 points and 11 assists. Still to come, the Suns and the Thunder. That's going to tip off at 9:30 Eastern time. When it comes to Victor Wembanyama, he underwent more tests today and he remains in concussion protocol. ESPN reports that the team is unsure if he's going to travel with them for their Game 3 in Portland on Friday. Keldon Johnson of the Spurs was named the sixth man of the year. Arkansas freshman guard Darius Acuff Jr. is going to enter the NBA draft, and Alabama football coach Kalen DeBoer signed a new contract that's going to pay him $12.5 million annually. And lastly here, Stanley Cup playoffs, third period between the Penguins and the Flyers. Flyers are up 3-1. They're about halfway through the third period. Back to you guys.
Ain't no way players were never supposed to get paid, Rob, when you got coaches making $12 million. That's it. Hey, don't take some free hot dogs. Don't get some free tattoos while I get $12.5 million.
I told you it was organized crime. Seriously,
That's just
forever. I owe it the NCAA organized crime.
And I called it identity theft. Y'all can use my everything about me, my likeness, my name on the jersey, the name of the video game, but I can't get nothing from it.
And they used to go like, even though Monty was the number player award of the team, and be like, that's not you. That's not you. That's
crazy.
No, right. Let's put him in a video game where he looks like him, same height,
he's playing the same position, everything, but
same high school.
Right.
You put your bio, but that's not you. Boy, I tell you, $12 million for a coach. A player couldn't get a free sandwich or free pizza. Thank you, Monty. Have a great night. Appreciate it. At University of Maryland Global Campus, you can choose from more than 65 graduate online degrees and certificates, including our MBA, now with 10 specializations. No application fee through June 1st. Visit umgc.edu. It's now time for Foul or Fair with J.R. Gamble.
That ball is.
It was a big week in the big leagues.
Who's up? Who's up?
I don't believe it! My, oh my!
Is it foul or is it fair? And now, from MLBBro.com, here's J.R. Gamble.
That is right, baby. It's time to celebrate the baseball season, not with that schmuck of a man, Rob Parker, who gives us MLB Bro you need to know, but from the man who single-handedly is not only carrying the website on his swole back, possibly could train Rob Parker, but he's too busy to take that in for his other part of his life. We welcome in none other than the great J.R. Gamble to help us know all the ins and outs of baseball. J.R., how are you?
What's up, fellas? I have a bone to pick with Rob.
Oh!
I was going to the mall, and a guy that was dressed like Jimmy Superfly Snooker jumped from behind my car, kicked me, and said, "Tell your boy Rob Parker if it's real or not."
Yeah, that whole wrestling thing, they're not going to let me off the hook on that.
I have a concussion. Thanks.
He said he got the Wimby.
Well, just in case you guys aren't aware of it, Rob Parker thinks wrestling is fake. So do we all, but everybody has a problem with it. Yes. So let's go with 3 hot baseball takes. And JR, since you're the leading man here, you get the first off crack on all these. So JR, Cubs manager Craig Counsell made headlines this week when he said he thinks Shohei Ohtani-san two-way designation gives the Dodgers an unfair advantage because it essentially allows the Dodgers to carry 14 pitchers instead of the MLB maximum allowed of 13. So guys, JR, you first. Is it foul or fair to say if Ohtani is going to pitch, then the Dodgers should only be allowed to have 12 other pitchers on their roster?
Well, it's foul.
That is a foul ball.
That I didn't get a chance to say hello to Kelvin as well, so hi.
It's all good. That's because you concussed. It's okay.
And then we went through this last week, though, didn't we? With the extra time Ohtani's allowed to transfer from batter back to the mound, so this stuff is happening on the fly, and yes, he's baseball's best protected player, dating back to that strange gambling situation. Matter of fact, where's that phantom friend who swindled him?
He's in jail.
He's in jail.
But that's
Prison.
so they say. Anyway, MLB will make concessions for Ohtani because of the nature, I think, of the situation and the fact that baseball wants to promote his two-way abilities as much as possible. So baseball's riding the wave of international popularity right now with the Dodgers that it doesn't want to relinquish. So, yes, Ohtani gets the superstar calls. He gets the Shea Gilgeous-Alexander whistle. It just happens to be baseball. It's just business to me at the end of the day.
It's foul.
That is a foul ball.
Because you know what?
That's right.
Craig Counsell is right. Craig Counsell is right.
That means fair, right?
Fair. So
it's a fair ball.
There we go. Fair. Craig Counsell is right in that it's not fair to the other teams because they do have an advantage by having an extra pitcher. And in baseball, pitching matters. Pitching matters. So that's where I'm at. Fair.
Foul.
That is a foul ball.
That's right.
Because y'all all had the same opportunity as the Dodgers. Go find you somebody that's that talented that can pitch and hit, and you can have 14 pitchers on your team or whatever it is. So I think it's an opportunity for everybody to do it. And JR, you touched on what I said last week. The idea that, look, baseball is dealing with something unique. They haven't had this at this level in 100 years. Babe Ruth did it, but not even at this level with Shohei Ohtani doing it. And we forget sports is entertainment. I want my star player, who is face of the league, if you will, or at least one of the 2 or 3, I want him to be shown, seen, pitching, hitting, whatever, as much as possible. So I don't have a problem with it if I'm the league.
This is the Great Odd Couple with Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington, who combined only have 1/6 the amount of kids that Sean Alexander has, who joined us in hour 2. Check the podcast for that. The great J.R. Gamble joining us. And J.R., I have a question for you. White Sox rookie slugger Munetaka Murakami has homered. Thank you. Has homered in 4 straight games coming into Wednesday. In fact, his 9 home runs are the most by any Japanese-born player in his first 23 Major League games. Yes, Rob, that's 3 more than Shohei Ohtani, who had 6 in his first 23 games. So, here it is. Is it foul or fair to say that Murakami could wind up being a better slugger than Ohtani?
Foul.
That is a foul ball.
But for one, he Ks too much. Let's be honest. He struck out 31 times in 77 at-bats. A 1-week sample doesn't tell me that a guy can be better than, a 50-50 guy with multiple MVPs. And he pitches, because you guys love to bring that up. So isn't that why people call Ohtani the best player? Because of the pitching? It's not like he's a better all-around power hitter than Judge or a better all-around player to me than Mookie Betts. But if he's better than those guys now, I don't see how Murakami will rise to that level. There's more to the game than home runs, and let's be real. He's on a nice streak, as a lot of players doing before the league figures them out. 9 of his 18 hits are homers, which is impressive, but we'll see. He's boom or bust, and to me right now.
I'm sorry, foul.
That is a foul ball.
I get it. He's off to a great start and all that, but to already put him in Ohtani's class, I just can't. I'm sorry. That's Meshuggah. It's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, whatever you want to do it.
He strikes out half the time.
Right. I just can't. I mean, it's a nice start. Wait till they get some tape on him, right? They don't know what he fit. You know how baseball is. They figure you out, and then you're going to get a steady dose of that. So I'm not buying it.
Yeah, it's absolutely fine. I mean, the idea that
is a foul ball.
That's like if somebody came in and had a couple of months, a couple of good weeks in the NBA. Can he be better than Kobe or LeBron or Steph? Or let's give him some time here before we start doing that. And that's what makes you a great slugger, right? Is the duration of the season, right? When you mentioned the pitchers start catching up, the summer, the dog days.
Yes.
Can you withstand all of that? And that's when we'll be able to gauge what you really are.
Yep.
It is the Odd Couple with Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington. Foul or fair with a great J.R. Gamble. And I did not know that Rob Parker was such a ride or die for Ohtani. Maybe it could be April's MLB Pro of the Week.
I know. Everybody just they think that I don't like Ohtani. I'm just calling it like I see it.
That's okay. Well, Rob, I'll do this one for you then. Several Yankees players went to the front office to request that they be allowed to start wearing alternative uniforms on occasion during road games. That's notable because the Yankees are the only team in baseball with just 2 uniforms for home and away.
Right.
That said, JR, is it foul or fair to say that the Yankees would be making a mistake if they bucked tradition to add an alternative jersey?
I don't need to be a negative Nelly, but foul.
That is a foul ball.
I mean, that's cool, but don't start asking me for names on the back of the jersey next. That's all I'm saying. But honestly, I could care less because The Yankees need a chance. Whatever they have been doing hasn't been working since 2009. They need a chance and they need a change. So the rules about hair and the old Steinbrenner mystique, that's basically gone. The Yankees turn off more players than they attract, in my opinion, by having a lack of flexibility with certain things that they call tradition. So if the players want to change, let them make a change. Who cares? All the fans care about is winning and losing, and that's just a fact. So go crazy. Have a pink uniform for all I care. Just get the job done on the field.
I'm normally, I'm a traditionalist, and I love that Yankee gray with New York across it. I do, and I love the pinstripes with no name. I love all of that. I really do. But in this case, I'm okay. So I'm going to say foul.
That is a foul.
It's a foul to say it's a mistake. And I'm okay with one alternate jersey. You know what I mean? Now, if they start making 1,000 or 500 different colors and brown and all this, then I'm going to be like the Yankees are sold out. Or if they name their field after American Express or do something like that, I'm not going to be happy. But, Kelvin, one alternate jersey, I'm okay with that.
Hold on. Alex, do me a favor. Can you cut the music? I don't know who you are today.
I know. I'm just saying.
Sticking up for Shohei, alternate jerseys.
What's going on?
Next thing I know, you're going to end the show with saying LeBron James is the greatest of all time.
All right, now, don't get crazy now. Now I think you can.
No, I'm with you guys. Foul.
That is a foul ball.
It's still essentially going to be tradition. It's like, just don't go crazy. Don't go get some wild neon pink or something. Just get a nice alternate jersey that almost fits what
it's
you
nice.
do anyway.
It's navy and it has New York across.
Yeah.
Like they use it in spring training and batting practice. We've seen the jersey.
Keep that, and also listen. It's a way to be like, as JR was saying, hey, we're trying to be a little hip. We're trying to be a little cool and accepting without going all the way, right? So I think that's a cool way to do it. You're dipping your toe in a branching out a little bit without going all the way and upsetting your fans base. And again, I don't even know who Rob Parker is today.
I know. It happens sometimes. When you start working out and all of those juices are flowing. Yes.
Next thing, really when I know you would change, if you said, man, you know what, Cal? When we get to Atlanta, I ain't going to Magic City.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I'm going to be like, oh, my gosh.
Okay.
What has happened to you? Will be a clone at that point.
You know that ain't happening.
Magic City, you get the red carpet
with
Rob, man.
All right.
That's probably
a ball player.
Thank you, my man. Thank you.
No doubt. JR, appreciate you, bro. All right, that's what I know. It ain't you ain't the real. I'll have to check to see if you're not a clone at that point. Hey, we got last call 877-99 on Fox. 877-99 on Fox. Your chance to get in if you haven't been able to with the Odd Couple. Hit us up. It's Fox Sports Radio.
Can the real Rob Parker please stand up?
It's last call time on the Odd Couple. If you
there was some news, very big news, coming out of the NBA with the whole gambling situation, and Damon Jones had an announcement that they, which was pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's a story that we talked about early in the NBA season. Remember, it overtook opening week, if you recall, where there was multiple incidences involving illegal gambling. Number one being sharing of inside information to aid in prop bets and also in just gambling on games. And number two, the other one being illegal poker games where they were basically defrauding people of money because they were rigged. And it involved several players, most notably Chauncey Billups lost his job over it, but also involved former NBA player and assistant coach Damon Jones, who today announced that he will become the first person to plead guilty in this gambling sweep that led to the arrest of more than 30 people. He has been charged in both of these separate cases with wire fraud conspiracy and money laundering conspiracy. He previously pled not guilty, but has since changed his tune, even though his attorneys maintain that he is not working with the feds on this one, for whatever it's worth.
The attorneys are saying that because he's saying I might be giving up myself, but I ain't giving nobody. You know, he don't want to be known as like a snitch. Like that's
Frank Lucas.
Am I right? Is that what that's what the attorney? Because once you start talking to the feds, right? They want to strike a deal with you. They want to do something. You know what I mean? Do they want something? Yeah, they do.
Right.
They do. I mean, but this is interesting to me, Kelvin, because not guilty first, and now you've changed your plea to guilty. This is what we talked about to start with the NBA and the gambling. We've been talking about it forever. This is not isolated to me. This is not an anomaly, a one-off. This has potential because there's so many people around, not just the 12 or 15 players, trainers, masseuse, you know what I mean? Equipment managers. There's so many people around the sport that could profit from knowing situations. So-and-so's ankle's pretty bad. I'm probably not going to play tonight. Hello.
Imagine if you're the one taping it.
Am I right? Like
he ain't playing tonight, or he ain't playing a lot.
Exactly. Or something or a situation, or they're going to have him on a restriction, or he's not playing them. Like, there's so much inside information that people would be willing to pay for it. So there's temptation there. And Damon Jones played in the league. I know Damon Jones.
Yeah. Everybody knows Damon, yeah.
And he's a great guy. But he's in a hot water big time. There's no other way of looking at it. And now he's pleading guilty to being involved in this. This guy played in the NBA, had a nice career, you know what I mean, as a reserve kind of role player, right? Played with LeBron in Cleveland. I told you before, I was once walking in Miami, and he saw me walking to the hotel and told me to jump into his car. You know what I mean? To drop me off right at the door, which is nice. But this is significant, and if there are more people or more information, you don't think the feds want to know how widespread this is, Kelvin, and the idea of it?
I think for me, Rob, if it were just the insider information you're referring to, I would be less because it's so abundant, as you're talking about, it's obvious, and it happens. I'll give you an example. A lot of politicians do that. They know a new law is going to pass that will allow certain oil companies to blah, 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 and then they'll just, hey, you might want to go buy some shares of ExxonMobil. I'm just saying. And then all of a sudden you're like, why is such and such congresswoman, family members all making millions on all this stuff? Because it happens, they know it, and people just okay it. So it's bad, and he should be penalized for that. I think the worst part for me, Rob, because he's the only person that's involved in both sides. He's the only person.
But I'm going to say this.
Yeah.
It ain't that like flip like you just made it. Martha Stewart went to jail and
I'm
as a
talking
felon.
politicians.
No, but I'm just saying.
I'm saying our politicians do this all the time.
She had inside information.
I'm specifically saying. I'm with you.
I'm just
but
saying.
This is the same. I'll give you why I'm being specific about that. Because if you and I go bribe somebody, we go to jail. If a lobbyist bribes somebody, it's lobbying. If a politician who has all the insights to new levels and restrictions and standards that are happening, then go and say, you might want to go buy this mobile. It happens all the time. So my only point in saying that is, I'm not saying that's not wrong. I'm saying that happens. When human beings get information.
But this is new to sports because sports wasn't a part of the Lexicon for a long time. They would never do anything in Las Vegas. They're going to have a team there. It was taboo.
Fox Sports Radio. Our couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington. Last hit for us on this Worship Wednesday. Again, big shout out to all the guests we had today. Rob G will get all that good stuff up on the podcast in just a little bit, so make sure you go check that out wherever you search and get your podcast. As always. All right, and by the way, got to tell you, for over 40 years, Tire Rack's been helping customers find the right tires for how, for what, and for where they drive, ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com. It is indeed the way tire buying should be. Let's get to it. It's now time for Last Call.
This is the last call.
Last call time on the odd
For the odd couple. That's all that working out. Got your lungs burning right now.
Man,
Who we got?
that incline, man, was something.
Oh,
this
no, that
morning.
ain't no joke. Them legs. Wait till you try to get out to bed tomorrow morning, man.
I already know it. It's going to be rough. All right. Louis from Chico. What's up, Louis?
Not much. I'm going to try to keep it quick and simple. Shohei, Cy Young, LeBron's making it real tough to see what the Lakers want to do or signing him again because he is looking, I don't know what he's on, but he's on something. And word on the street, Lou Will has his lemon pepper, but word on the street that there's some barbecue ribs or something like that.
Barbecue. I like that.
Barbecue ribs. I like that.
Hey, yo.
But I want to end it on the Worship Wednesday. Some Miles Minnick. Man, he's been blowing up. But
hey, shout out to Miles Minnick.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
yes,
shout
sir.
out to the Bay Area. Yeah, he's been doing his thing.
Thank you, Louis. We appreciate you, my man. Thank you.
Hey, he said barbecue. You got to give him some credit for that.
I'll take that. I need to put that on, get a trademark on that one.
Barbecue, yeah.
And the Mets are 2 outs away from breaking this 12-game losing streak. I know my friends have already said, just fasten your seatbelts. We'll
Where's Jason at right now? Alex, Jason in there?
No, Jason's not in tonight. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
We can hear Jason from home with that.
I hope they go to Atlanta.
So is that because his Wingstop is late, or is that because of the Mets? I'm just asking.
Well, that would be Alex hard if that
Do it again
Wingstop.
if they're Wingstop.
Hey, Alex, I don't have Wingstop today. That's how Alex would be. Alex didn't eat since Wednesday, waiting on them.
I fast for these days.
If that's right, if that's the case, then Alex is like, do I have to stay for the show?
I'm out. Let's go, Rob.
Is you saying it's bribery?
Elijah, you could run the board.
Hey, Rob, what do you make second half for the Pistons? The 98-83 final score there.
A terrible third quarter, fluky 3 points through the first 8 minutes or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible. We'll have to see when Orlando goes back, regroups. I want to see Game 3. I think Orlando did what they needed to do. I don't know if they were happy with it. You know what I mean? Because they played great in the first half. Because you could have been buried. I thought they would have been buried in the first half. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The Pistons knowing that it was a must-win for them. So we'll see.
Paolo Banchero, 18 points, 7 of 17, 4 of 8 from the free throw, 0 for 2. That's not that he's going to necessarily do that again, but that's why I told you, for game one, Pistons, it was weird. They were acting like he was peak Karl Malone or Barkley or something. Like the way they were acting, like they were watching him and like I said, creating zones for him, and he was just getting other guys shots and throwing alley-oops, and so it was good to see I like the way they shifted their defense. But
because if you look at the numbers in the first half, Kelvin, they didn't play that well, and for it to be tied at the half said a lot. They only shot 33% in the first half.
Yeah.
So
they got those free throws. Remember I told you, I said if the Pistons can finally play defense without fouling.
Yeah.
We got Phoenix Suns in OKC for game 2. They're up 2 right now, 14-12. So you can keep an eye on that game as well. What was it spread? 17.5 or something crazy?
Yep, 17.5.
That's well, if you're the Suns, like you said, put it on the bulletin board. Just cover, baby.
And the Twins got a man on. Here we go with 2 outs.
Oh boy.
The Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon is coming up next.
I never miss your radio show. I never hear it, so I never miss it.
Did you hear that?